Welcome to a nice little theme park Thursday, chat. Today we're gonna be doing some good old classic Disney World, Disneyland, Universal, theme parks, roller coasters, all that shit, etc. type content. So if you got any links, send them in. But hell yeah, today, for record, is June 8th, 2023 at 6:10 p.m. And hell yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. Also, my good friend and Disney cousin, Maggie Witmer is going to be popping in. Let me grab Maggie in the Discord waiting room, and we're going to get into some content. Thanks for hanging out with us, and let's get it, dudes. Hello?
Hello?
Yo, yay! This is so exciting.
Hi!
Dreams do come true. I've been wanting to do a theme park Thursday with you for so long and just talk Disney stuff and things, so this is very exciting.
I have so much stuff to talk about.
Perfect!
Disney.
I'm so excited.
Forever and always. That's all I talk
yeah.
about. For people that don't like it, it's rather annoying.
I get that. Same. I fully understand. That was like my pandemic conversation. Everyone's like, "Oh, what is there to talk about?" I'm like, "You want to talk about Disneyland facts?" I'm like, "Yeah, it was rampant, and it's still not stopping." Thankfully, we have a Twitch audience and friends that actually enjoy theme park stuff. Thank God. So we don't have to ramble to ourselves. Works out so well. Well, I thought this ride just boosted, but he's saving us time by fast forwarding. I really thought the ride started going faster. Chad, have you ever been on one of these? Have you been on one of these, Maggie?
No, it seems so cool though.
They seem really fun. I've always wanted to. So you can no break it, but also it can get pretty intense.
Here we go.
But yeah, chat. The concept with these is downhill alpine coaster, and you control how fast it goes. You can brake on corners. You can not brake on corners. But it can get pretty freaking gnarly. And you can be really high up, which is pretty fun. From what I understand, this is one of the cheaper coasters to build, based on not having to do any sort of electricity, and just using downhill momentum. So this is like a real, reliable, small town coaster style, roadside attraction. So you'll see a lot of these coasters specifically just on the side of the road, like at random places. It's not necessarily something you're gonna get in a traditional theme park, as they're kind of gnarly, and people can get hurt by literally ramming into each other. There's no safety precautions in that sense. That you can fully ram the person in front of you if it's not done well. So I think they're really cool, but I've never done one. But this one's pretty sick. They had one next to Dollywood that I wish we would have checked out.
What?
I realized right
God.
after we left, and it was a dang shame.
See,
Damn shame.
For that
This
trip,
video is a
you know, I was like, I've never been to this theme park. I don't know anything about it. I'm not going to do any research.
Exactly.
Going into it and just go in blind. And I thought that was such a good idea.
I'm fully with you.
I kind of wish I did.
It's so funny. Yeah, because I went in being like, I'm not going to research it at all. And then I went home and started researching it on the drive back. And I was like, there was what? I had no idea.
Yeah.
There's so many like small roadside attractions out there. Pigeon Forge? What a beautiful little beautiful spot. Is it Pigeon Forge? Is that where it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cute little name. Good theming. Great theming. We'll have to plan it better for next time. Well, now that we've gone, next time we can do the planning part. I'm glad we did it the way we did, though. That was the move.
It was really fun still. And hopefully some of us more like small things like the candle makers and stuff like will be open, because that stuff was still closed for COVID.
That's the stuff I
like
want to see.
There was like so much stuff that was
I forgot. Yeah, there was a lot of things not open. And we didn't even do the lightning rod ride, the roller coaster.
And like the weather, so a lot of those like big outdoor coasters. But I did see that like the one reliable ride that's like their fast dark ride. I can't remember what the name was. It was the like fire themed one.
Oh, the indoor firefighter ride.
Yeah, that one is closing
forever.
I think so. Maybe they're changing it.
I really hope they're keeping it close to what it is. It is so. It's the most adorable little roller coaster that exists. It's beautiful.
It was so funny. It had such a long line because it was like the only ride that was open.
Damn, it was so fun. I love that little coaster. Oh man. Also, my new thing I've been doing, I've been listening to music while just playing Disneyland videos as the background music. And it
Oh my
makes for
gosh.
really good music videos. Especially if you just like skip around a little bit, like on the beat. It looks so good. For any genre, any and all genres. But yeah, I
Like
love these
home video style.
home video style music videos. You got all the classic stuff. What was that? Is that what are they doing? What are they doing in New Orleans Square? What are y'all doing in New Orleans Square? You're supposed to be in Critter Country.
Oh my god, there's so many things in this video that are like already gone.
What are you doing?
Bye to those guys forever.
Dude, see ya.
Okay, so Splash Mountain closed last week.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
And so I think Disneyland had time to prepare from what happened in Disney World. So
Right.
if people brought like bottles or vials with them and tried to stick their hand and grab water, people over the speaker were like, "Do not try to bottle the water."
That's unreal. I didn't realize people were bottling water.
Inside.
Oh my god. Selling
I saw
water. You could probably sell some water on eBay.
Yeah, I literally after Disney World, people were selling Splash Mountain water.
That's unreal.
And I was like all week I was like looking at the wait times to see like what it was getting up to. So like day of I checked it around like 11 a.m. and I think it was like 100 and something minutes, which wasn't bad.
That's not bad.
Like,
it's a regular day.
That's a normal amount of time now, which is also like kind of sad. But then toward the end of the night, it was getting to like the 240 minutes, almost 300.
People wanted to be the last rider. I saw the video of them closing the doors on people, and it was wild. And then people were applauding the last log on the way down too. It was a wild little send off. And they've already updated the terrain, the Disneyland Railroad, with going through the part where you would see Splash Mountain. They already have made the switch to like, coming soon, Tiana's Bayou Adventures is coming soon to this area.
Hell yeah.
Which they already got. They were on it. And here it is.
Got a link.
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all want some Splash Mountain water? Because I got you. Wow. Official. First splash. 1989, last splash, 2023. There it is. One little, wow. Splash Mountain water. Look at the photo. Oh my god, you can get Splash Mountain hand sanitizer.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It's so silly to me. I mean, I sound like such a fucking hypocrite because when they were closing Tower of Terror to make the Guardians one, like I was so upset by that. But it wasn't for anything other than,
oh my god,
like new IP. And this one, it's like getting rid of like a really bad history, so it makes a little bit more sense. But like, I don't know, I was never like that big of a fan of Splash Mountain. So like it doesn't seem like that big of a deal to me because it's still going to be the same ride mechanics. There's still going to be a log ride, but it's just going to be a character and story that's a lot more likable.
Look at this. We got multiple brands. 70 milliliter sample of water. Wow. Water sample. They can prove it. They can prove it because they took the picture.
Oh,
holy shit. That water is like definitely disgusting.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my god.
That's why it smells so good, because it's so full of chemicals.
Full of like bad shit.
Yeah.
What else we got here? Disney's Final Splash. Oh my god. $1,000.
You know, with the water bottle that they probably bought at Disney with the Sharpie on it, I kind of like that a little bit better than the one with the stickers.
Kind of sick. What's it? It's just a postcard. You can get it in so many different flavors. Oh, this person came through hot. Wow. This is a big jar. This is a big jar of splash water.
Damn.
Oh man, this makes sense. This one's $40. That, yeah. Oh, for sure.
I wonder how long before the water starts to like mold.
It's gonna get bad. What is this? This looks fun. little toy for Tokyo Disneyland.
Oh,
That looks fun.
does Tokyo Disneyland have a Splash Mountain?
I don't know. Genuinely no clue. I don't think so. But also, I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, you want to watch this one? Disney's, why Disney built the worst thrill ride ever. Did you ever ride Rocket Rods?
No, I never got to.
It was always broken down.
Because it was on the People Mover track, right?
Yeah.
The first time I went to Disney in 2000, I remember something shooting across Tomorrowland.
That was it.
But I was not big enough to go on it.
The classic.
But I think my dad and my older sister went on it.
Right.
Maybe just my dad by himself.
I was barely tall enough. I was putting the paper towels in my shoes technique. That was the old sneaky secret to make your kid taller. You just get big shoes and put paper towels in there, and then they're taller. Yeah. But yeah, I got to ride Rocket Rods a couple times, but it was always constantly broken. And yeah, they really fucked up. I think it's a cool concept, but what about just give us the People Mover? It's that easy.
God.
Balls in your court, Disney.
After going to Disney World and riding the People Mover for the first time, I can honestly say it's one of the best things that Disney has ever created.
It's a cherished classic, and they need to give it back to us. Unreal.
It's right there.
Unreal. All right, well, let's see what they did to our poor People Mover.
This video
turning
is
it into a
request
rocket
from
rod.
YouTube user Bunny.
Yo, Pirate Gray coming through with the raid. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hello. Hey, I appreciate that a lot. We're doing a quick theme park Thursday, and what that means is we're talking Disneyland, Disney World, Universal theme park rides, roller coasters, all that stuff in general. I got my Mickey Mouse shirt on. Yahoo! Hey, good to see ya. NJ, yo, Pirate Gray, hello. Thanks for coming through. We love you a lot. Hey, chat, if you're not following Pirate Gray, please go ahead and do so. We're currently about to watch why they took the People Mover from us and gave us Rocket Rods, which never ended up working. Sad. Anyway, love you a lot, my friend. Thanks for the raid. Let's get it, dudes.
California's Disneyland. This attempt at turning a slow-moving transportation system into a thrill ride was one of the worst mistakes ever made by the park. Its engineering failures and the way it wrecked one of the park's most beloved attractions can easily qualify as the worst thrill ride ever. But what made this attraction so terrible? Let's find out today, right here on Theme Park Crazy. The story of this attraction starts all the way back at the 1964 World's Fair. Not only did future Disney theme park attractions like the Carousel of Progress and It's a Small World make their debuts, but another attraction named the Magic Skyway was in operation. Though Walt Disney himself didn't oversee this project, it was worked on by his Imagineers.
Changed everything.
This slow-moving ride had guests traverse an elevated track that went over park paths and through dioramas. The ride was sponsored by auto company Ford, hence the actual Ford cars used on the ride. Though the ride was scrapped at the end of the fair, Walt was heavily inspired by the Skyway. He felt that the concept had great potential as a futuristic transportation system. As such, he decided to bring the experience to Disneyland. With the Tomorrowland section undergoing a sizable renovation, he figured this would be a perfect addition to it. Ford declined to sponsor the ride again, as they didn't want to support something that could theoretically replace their automobiles. Nevertheless, the proposed Skyway would soon begin development in California. Walt sadly wouldn't live to see this ride open, but his Imagineers
He's still frozen. He's going to see it when they build it again. They're going to build it back, and then they're going to unfreeze him and say, "It's done, Walter, it's done!"
tirelessly to get the new attraction built. On July 2nd, 1967, the People Mover made its triumphant debut to the public. Rather than
Mickey's spacesuit, Mickey's
the People Mover used covered trains that could sit up to 16 people at a time. At Disneyland, the course took guests on a scenic ride over the walkways. It also went through a number of gift shops and ride buildings. The attraction was an instant success, with park guests praising the relaxing ride experience and the scenic views it gave. One important thing to note about this ride was the way it worked. Despite what one might think, there were no engines on board the trains. Instead, the track itself powered the ride, with sets of electrically powered drive tires set up underneath the cars. The track was held up by a concrete support structure which ran all across Tomorrowland.
It was
The
good.
structure was even installed in the infrastructure of several buildings. The trains themselves traveled at a top speed of 7 miles per hour with a total ride
perfect
length of
speed.
16 minutes.
Perfect.
Though it certainly wasn't meant to be a thrill ride, it was still a solid transportation ride that was a perfect fit in Tomorrowland. Still though, there was an attempt to make the
I've
ride
also
more
decided that
thrilling in the
transportation rides are
70s.
my favorite.
In 1977,
Amen. Underrated, overhated. How else are we gonna get there?
Park introduced a super speed
monorail,
tunnel to the
the
ride.
Disneyland
What the
Yeah.
park did
Railroad.
was take one of the ride's existing
People
tunnels
mover.
and
Did you see I recently changed I have a new hype train alert. Whenever a hype train starts, it does the Disneyland Railroad Limited speech. Pretty good.
tunnel to the ride. What the
love
park did
that.
was
Oh,
take one of the
boy.
ride's existing tunnels and project race cars on the walls. This
I need to get
gave
this. I need to get the
illusion
audio for that and upload the full audio and just edit out the.
Yes. Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my god, that'd be good. I need to edit out the audio and change it.
that they were speeding up, while they still remained
That
at
would
the
be
Next
same
time you
good.
come
speed.
down. Next time you come
Despite
down
the
here,
ride's
we'll
success,
do
yeah.
Tomorrowland soon
we'll do a
faced
full
an issue.
round.
The
and then
land
be
so
in
good.
vision of the
silence
future
just so
from
we
the
can get the audio.
1960s
Oh,
inevitably
yeah.
became dated. As for the People Mover, Imagineers felt that the ride was too old and no longer served its purpose as a prototype transportation
You're too old.
system.
Boo.
Reportedly, it was expensive to operate as well,
No.
especially since the track was exposed to the elements.
No.
The issue of cost was especially relevant ever since the initial financial failure of Euro Disneyland.
Way to go, European Disneyland.
Since
That's not
then,
our
Disney
fault.
was looking
Yeah,
to
like, grow up.
cut costs wherever they could. To help do this, Disney CEO at the time Michael Eisner appointed Paul Pressler as the head
Paul
executive of Disneyland in
Pressler.
1994. Pressler's background in merchandising meant he was experienced with cost-cutting measures. However, park fans look back on his run
This ride's like, this is the laziest shit, respectfully.
negatively, saying he relied too heavily on cheap attractions that weren't up to Walt Disney's standards.
True.
One could easily argue that he made
We
Bob
did not
Chapek
even
look
go
like
to
Jeff
the dino
Bezos.
area of
Maybe.
Animal Kingdom when we were there.
Well, the
last.
dino area won't even bring anything to you. You did the right thing.
Several
Yeah.
classic attractions were
sad
deemed
waste.
too expensive and shut down, and costly projects
I
that
recently read or listened to on the Disney Dish the whole classic story about the in reality in which they used to have mermaids
classic
swim in the
attractions were
water
deemed too
for the submarine
Mhm.
ride. I didn't realize that a lot of those mermaids ended up suffering chemical burns. Yeah, and their hair started falling out because there was so much like chlorine and chemicals in the water. That was a thing they must have scrubbed that part of the facts, but apparently there were some chemical burns and hair fell out.
Oh my god.
expensive and
Yours.
shut down, and costly projects that were still in development were
Westcott!
shelved as
Give
well.
it to us!
The People Mover, with its seemingly outdated nature and
Fucked
high
up.
operational costs, would end up closing for good in 1995. As for canned upcoming projects, one of them was a large refurbishment of Tomorrowland named Tomorrowland 2055.
There's a chance that you could have written
Based
it
on
as
the concept
an
art,
infant.
many
You
I
just
people
don't
may
remember.
have.
would have breathed new life into the dated area.
Oh. Those poor mermaids. Isn't that crazy? I had no idea. Boohan, can we do like I feel like we could do a collab here. We could do like a trinity. It's you, me, and Maggie. I feel like as a trio, as a tripod, we could really hold Disneyland and the parks up. I think
Oh, yeah.
that could be a really good trio. We could
The
run
project
it.
was canceled for budget concerns.
And Colossus, you are officially head of trains.
Disney still wanted to refurbish Tomorrowland, but at a much lower cost. Instead of a complete makeover, the renovations to Tomorrowland were planned to be much less drastic. But still, there was an all-new A-list attraction
Tomorrowland
planned.
needs
According
a
to
drastic
Park Vault,
makeover.
this ride
does.
concept originally got its start at Tokyo Disneyland. The Oriental Land
The
Company,
old
who operates
Tomorrowland
the park,
problem.
once planned their own refurbishment of their
Oh my god, Enrique, you're not on the board. Enrique's gonna get rid of. Here, I'll give you a list of all the rides Enrique's gonna get rid of. The People Mover. He's not gonna give it back to us.
Tomorrowland.
2, he hates. Hey, it's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. He hates that ride. The show?
Jail.
Yeah, literally jail. Enrique,
Jail.
I showed Enrique during the pandemic when we had literally nothing to do. I was like, let's pretend we're at Disneyland and watch some rides. And we're 2 minutes in, and he says, quote unquote, boring. And I was like,
Boo.
damn. He's not wrong, but damn.
The proposed makeover would feature a thrill
Enrique would get rid of so many classics, but it'd be kind of funny.
ride named Rocket Bikes. This attraction would seat passengers on high-speed bikes, and much like the People Mover,
He
of course, would be built
love
over
the perfect remote
walkways.
for that one.
However, the Oriental Land Company nixed this refurbishment in favor of allocating the funds to the upcoming Tokyo Disney Sea. Eventually, this concept made its way to Disneyland officials in California. In an effort to bring a new attraction to the park at a lower cost, the concept was retooled to reuse the old People Movers track,
They fucked
serving
up.
as a more thrilling replacement for the defunct ride. Instead of motorbikes, the vehicles would resemble futuristic hot rods.
Okay, as long as Enrique keeps Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, that is good. Okay, you got your head in the right place.
And instead of rocket bikes, the ride's name would be changed to Rocket Rods. On paper, it seemed like a promising addition to the park that would draw in thrill seekers and save money. Despite the promises
Hell
of cost
yeah!
reduction, though, Disney still sought a
You
sponsor
can't have
to
it
help
both
fund the
ways. You
attraction.
can't build
At first,
thrill rides
Disney
and
sought
save
help
money.
from automobile
Good morning,
manufacturers,
the Good Morning Company.
General Motors, or GM
Good
for
morning.
short. However, GM was frustrated
morning.
with the construction
morning.
delays of Epcot's test track, which they already agreed to sponsor.
We love you,
For
Boolehan.
this reason, they turned down the sponsorship for Rocket
I'm
Rods,
sending you
which was
a-
a huge blow to the ride's funding. In
A
total, Disney
coffee
spent around
amount of
$25
energy
million
your
on
way.
the new
Ready? It's
attraction.
your house
Keep
is over
that in
that
mind
way.
for
Ready?
later. Despite the setback, Disney carried on with the ride's
I sent it to
development
you.
and testing. After months
Hopefully
of
it
planning
lands.
and construction,
Pixel
the
can
new
get it, it's in the
Tomorrowland
backyard.
would open in 1998. But instead of a refreshing renovation,
Pizza port.
the park essentially gave the land a bronze color scheme. There were some interesting aesthetics
Ow!
added
Oh,
here and
sorry.
there, but
I threw it really hard.
it was a fraction of what
Oh,
was originally
no.
planned. And for Space Mountain, it didn't look so good.
Oh, it did it!
On the bright side, Rocket Rods would open on time with the new land. Unfortunately, dark times were ahead for this new attraction. The
Let
ride
Mickey go on
experience went
rides
as
again.
follows.
Let him go on
After a
rides. They
pre-show
don't let
about
him go on
the
rides
history of
anymore.
transportation,
Balls!
guests boarded the Rocket Rods. Gone were the 16-person trains of the People Mover, and in their
Boo!
place were a set of 5-person cars resembling sci-fi drag
They were
cars.
pretty cool,
These featured
though.
rubber tires that ran on top of the track, as well as a separate set of wheels underneath that attached to a single middle rail. On board each vehicle was an electric
Balls.
motor system, which interacted with bus bars on the track to power the vehicles at varying speeds. The ride's top speed was over 4
I
times
love it.
faster than the People Mover,
I gotta add
going
more,
from 7 miles
sound
per hour
alerts,
to
too.
30 miles per hour.
Oh,
This made it
no.
the fastest ride at Disneyland, which assisted its marketing campaign.
Bootlehead, I
As a
tried to send you an
result of
oat
this
winter
change, the
moon.
ride's
They got you a
duration
watered
also
down
went from
coffee?
16 minutes to
What
just
the hell?
around 3. Shortly after boarding, the vehicles approached the straight section, where they would be launched forward.
Really quick, I gotta go ahead and run it back here. Oh, so true. That's so true. I really like the People Mover 16-minute experience time. There needs to be more like 20 to 30-minute rides.
This change, the ride's duration also went from 16 minutes to just around 3. Shortly after boarding, the vehicles
heck?
approached the straight section,
Light
where
stripe
they would
out.
be launched forwards at top speed. While this did seem fun at first, the fun was short-lived, as the vehicle's speed suddenly
True.
slowed down before the turn.
Extremely
and here
slowed
was the
down.
first big problem with this ride.
Not banked
While
tracks.
the original People Mover track was changed to accommodate a high-speed ride, the layout's turns were not. For context, roller coasters required banked turns during high-speed moments. This reduces uncomfortable lateral
Exactly.
forces and allows for less strain on the track. Anyone who's played Roller Coaster Tycoon knows
Literally
this.
anyone.
However, the turns on Rocket Rods were not banked. Instead, the cars were slowed down
That's because Disney didn't want to go to the bank.
before each turn, which absolutely killed the
Those
pacing.
penises.
Essentially, Rocket Rods was the equivalent of fruit stripe gum.
Oh, fuck! What a call out. Really good at first, and then it's very disappointing pretty quickly.
An initial burst of fun before becoming a buzzkill. Disney did plan
Wow.
to bank the turns at first, but the loss of GM as a sponsor forced them to
Good morning.
further cut costs. Aside from the speed changes, the course stayed the same as the People Mover. However, because of the higher speeds, guests were no longer able to appreciate the scenic
Fruit stripe is a gum that tastes really good for like literally 30 seconds, and then it just becomes like sand in your mouth.
views of the shops and ride buildings. Thrill rides are cool, but this makeover decimated one of the best things about riding the People Mover. Sometimes it's nice to just sit back and take in the views.
So freaking
Like,
real.
there's no need to make Living with the Land a high-speed rapids ride.
That would be
It's
pretty
great the
sick,
way
though.
it
I
is.
can't lie to you. I can't lie. Imagine, let's just step back into a world. We got Living with the Land, but it's a high-speed rapids ride. You're fucking zooming by the cabbage, getting squirted on by the carrots. It would be so cool.
Still,
Now, I
though, many
say-
praise the ride.
Take out the vehicles, make it a lazy river.
Ooh, that's even better. And
I want-
yes.
I want more lazy rivers. That's
I
just it.
love a good lazy river. Lazy river is just the way it should be. I also think we need to bring back Ellen's Energy Adventure, but this time she's just evil, and everyone knows it. She's super evil, and she's mean to you.
High-speed flavor to the old attraction.
And Bill Nye's just the same old guy.
You look back on this ride fondly.
And
Even
Alex
with
Trebek is still alive, and everything's good.
its buzzkill turns,
Oh.
this ride was still fast-paced
We
enough
love
to
him.
get some enjoyment out of. And for some, this was their first time riding a thrill ride. The term worst thrill ride ever may seem like
Worst
an unfair
thrill
assessment
ride
based on how many
ever.
people loved it, but the label has less to do with the ride experience and more to do with the fact that it was an engineering and operational disaster.
Lazy.
In terms of functionality, reliability, and design, this ride absolutely sucked. Regardless of how guests felt about the vehicles slowing down for each
Tell us
turn,
how you really feel, dude.
the change in speed was a huge maintenance issue nonetheless. The constant speeding up and slowing down of the ride vehicles put considerable wear and tear on both the rubber tires and the onboard
I
motors.
forgot about the wheelie
Moreover,
feature.
the ride's computer
Yeah, the
system-
ride
Yeah,
used
no.
to do a wheelie when it would launch.
The constant speeding up and slowing
And
down
then they
of the
got rid
ride
of it,
vehicles
like, really
put
quickly.
Considerable wear and tear on both the rubber tires and the onboard motors. Moreover, the ride's computer system
Damn.
was finicky. Oftentimes, it would assume
Apparently they
the
had to, like,
vehicles
change
weren't where they were
stuff out
supposed to
constantly.
be and shut down the ride. This sometimes forced guests to evacuate by walking along
That would have been an honor.
the track. The trains themselves presented other issues as well. Since they could only sit 5 people at a time, the ride suffered from low capacity. This led to excessive wait times of up to 2 or
Insanely
3
long.
hours, resulting in frustrated guests and disappointment that the ride wasn't worth the wait. Capacity was the least of the vehicle's issues, though. The biggest problem with them was by
Breakdowns.
far their weight. Despite
Big
only seating
breakdowns.
5 people compared to the People Mover 16, the vehicles on rocket rods were much heavier. The People Mover's concrete structure wasn't meant to carry such heavy vehicles, let alone
And this is one of the reasons, and one of the big theories as to why they won't bring back the People Mover, is that rocket rods did so much damage to this iconic structuring that it's just, it's defunct. There's no shot. They have to tear it all down and start fresh.
Then
Once
do
that-
it. I don't understand why.
Exactly! But then we'd have to close all of Tomorrowland. Then do
Who
it!
went over
cares?
4 times faster than the original trains. The weight of the vehicles, as well as their constant speed changes,
Putting up
caused the
giant
ride
tarps
supports
is
to be
never an issue for
structurally
them.
compromised.
Bro, you should see downtown
got
Disney
so
right now.
bad.
It is in shambles.
I did. I watched a
Because-
construction update video like a fiend. But I'd love to hear your firsthand experience.
Like I worked there like literally this week. So like the whole building where next to like the Lego building where Earl of Sandwich was, where the movie theater was, and
Mhm.
like those weird like side shops, that's been gone for like a while.
Fine with me.
So
Bye,
that-
Earl.
Yeah, that whole area has been blocked off.
But
like,
my ESPN
for-
zone.
That's still there. It's used as like a
Mickey's-
Disney Performing Arts like
Whoa.
space.
That's
So,
cool.
Like, yeah, and it's
That's
got
pretty
like
tight.
fun murals on the outside, and then like they have like one side room that they use for like art exhibits, or like they closed like the Wonderground gallery and like the D style it used to be, but now it's like the Disney Home Store. They
Oh,
moved
yeah.
that stuff down there while they were like fixing that building. And then okay, so like that whole block of area has been closed and guarded off for like over a year now.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're like, I think they're doing more stuff on it, so that it's now like extended like into the actual like walkway space. So like it's like hard to like quantify, but there was
Right.
like just like a planter, like a pretty big planter. It's now like further than that. So like where like the Lego building is,
Right.
there's like it runs right next through the
Monorail.
monorail like stop.
Yeah.
So like there's like a small corner planter, and you would like turn a corner, and then you would go down the walkway to like head to the bathroom, and also where our like custodial like headquarters is down that way. That's like it's like so far like pushed forward that like you can't, it doesn't seem like there's an end to it. So like once you get there, it's like, oh, this actually like branches off into more stuff. Like it just seems like it goes on forever, and it's like almost half of the walkway is like closed off.
Yeah, from
so,
what I
like,
saw, it looks crazy. It looks like super closed off.
And the Rainforest Cafe is like now like another like Star Wars store. So they still have that, and then the monorail stop. And then past that, like it's fine, but then they closed down the Uvu bar that's like in that middle center area. And the Sprinkles store. So they just have like a giant closed off area, so you can only go one way around there. But they were doing stuff in the middle of the day, so you could hear the jackhammers or whatever, like while you're in downtown Disney. I don't know if it's me just getting older and more cynical and whatever, but downtown Disney to me, it feels like a very old like rundown mall.
Absolutely.
Like,
I'm fully with you. It's at that point drastically.
It feels like so depressing
It
to
does.
work there. Like I was there for 8 hours the other day, and I was just like, when is this gonna be over?
Like if it wasn't associated with Disney and it was just a mall, it would be probably one of the last malls I would go to in Southern California.
Yeah.
It would not
like,
be a first choice.
People just like act such a fool down there.
Yeah, I'm guilty. I used to act crazy out there as a young youth.
You were a child, so.
Yeah, I was a child.
But now it's like, now that they're like selling more alcohol, it's like the adults are the ones that are acting buck wild. And it's like, ugh.
Yeah, it's pretty nutty. They're turning it into like a Universal City Walk. Everyone's gonna be wasted, going crazy.
It almost feels like that. Like, gross. A gross warning. I was there on Valentine's Day, and it's like the end of the night. It is 2 a.m. I'm about to clock out. I'm like finishing out. I work in the restrooms, so I'm closing out my rounds. I have 2 restrooms, the one by the Wetzel Pretzel and the one by the Lego store. As I'm like leaving that restroom to go check on my last one, like right before I clock out, some lady got kicked out of the Valentine's Day event in the park because she was so drunk. Security was walking her and her husband off property to their car. She has to stop in my bathroom, and then she pukes everywhere.
Yeah, party time. Can you feel the Disney magic?
I was so mad.
Infuriating. That sucks.
I had to call and get an extension for them to make my shift longer so that I could finish cleaning it up, because basically everyone had left and there was no one there to help me with it.
Yeah, that's rough. That's a Valentine's Day disaster. Are they kicked out of the park type thing?
Yeah, like there was so much security like waiting outside.
I mean, like a full life sentence.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what they did to like get kicked out. Like they were probably like just being like belligerent or whatever.
That makes sense.
But like the husband was like outside, and he was like asking these girls that were coming out of the restroom. They're like, "Hey, is my wife still in there? Like, can you check on her?" And like they had to like get security to come in and be like, "Ma'am, like, are you okay?"
Oh,
and like,
man, that's like a college dorm scenario.
She had to like, she was like stumbling out of the stall,
yikes.
and then the security was like, you got a code V, and I was like, cool.
Code fuck. Yeah, exactly. That sucks.
I don't know how we got talked. Oh, but yeah, there's a lot of construction going on in downtown Disney, and it just feels bad.
Yeah,
it looks bad.
It feels messy.
16.
But like
the vehicles and
yeah.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
They could just do it. Like do it to Tomorrowland.
I agree. I feel like they could, if honestly, all they really need to do for the Tomorrowland issue, I feel like their main issues that they'd be closing down Star Tours, which I think respectfully they should close down in full and move to Star Wars Land.
Yeah.
Then build another Tomorrowland experience in Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
But they are gonna run into issues with people wanting to go on Space Mountain. If they could just build a tunnel between Main Street, Space Mountain, Buzz Lightyear, and close Star Tours. Fuck it. Move it. It should be moved. I also heard a really fun theory, and this is a perfect world scenario, and there's no way it'd ever happen. I love the concept that they keep Star Tours exactly where it is. However, when you get off the ride, you're in Star Wars Land.
Whoa, they like transport you like underground.
It's a transportation ride. So it's the same vehicle. It just literally needs to do like the new Star Wars ride transportation pod experience where like you're on the ride, and while it happens, your pod goes underground to Star Wars Land, and when you land, you're in Star Wars Land.
That would be so crazy.
It'd be tight. It'd be so freaking cool.
If people didn't know that, and someone's like waiting outside
where the
Star Wars,
fuck am I? Exactly.
That's
That's the
all the
problem.
way to the other end.
Like your kids, like, hold on, kids, I'm gonna ride Star Tours really quick, and they just standing outside the exit that doesn't exist. It'd be
okay.
It'd be a mess.
So let's finish this rocket rod video because I feel like we need to talk about the elephant in the room, which is a giant dragon that burned to the ground.
Oh my god, they really did be burning. Also, I gotta give a quick shout to this rock on what used to be Tom Sawyer's Island. You know this classic rock?
No.
Okay, this is how the fuck did this get passed? So Tom Sawyer's Island, a place to play tag for Disney local children. You run around in some caves and some rocks. This is a rock that used to be the teeter-totter rock. This rock literally was a teeter-totter. However, people fell off it constantly and broke bones, and there's a significant amount of people who got crazy hurt off of this rock. But yeah, so this lady goes to the edge and it goes, whoa. People weren't expecting that. They fall, they break an ankle. It was like I remember my dad who worked security always mentioned that this rock was such a constant call-in because people were like, we got a child broken arm at the rock. And it was like a real issue, so that rock no longer exists. I fortunately got to stand on it at one point, and allow me to say, I survived. I'm not a fucking fool. Anyways.
We need to make a shirt that says,
I survived the tilting rock. Teeter-totter rock.
On Tom Sawyer Island.
So good. All right, we'll finish this one up here. Let's see why Rocket Rod sucks.
Heavier. The People Mover's concrete structure wasn't meant to carry such heavy vehicles, let alone ones that went over 4 times faster than the original trains. The weight of the vehicles, as well as their constant speed changes, caused the ride's supports to be structurally compromised. It got so bad that chunks of concrete reportedly fell from the supports. There was also a rumored incident involving a piece of the braking system breaking off from the ride and being flung across a walkway.
Also, really quick, this kinetic sculpture, does it move ever anymore? I feel like I haven't seen it move in decades.
Literally, I often forget it's there.
Literally, this giant sculpture with satellites and stuff is supposed to have like a hourly show where it spins around and arms move up and things go crazy. I feel like the Disney Imagineering has forgot the word kinetic energy. There's no movement going on. I'm not seeing enough movement.
Literally.
Though it's unknown if that
literally,
was
I need more tiny little
These vehicles
hidden
were literally
shows
destroying
like
the
that.
ride's infrastructure. It's obvious that the engineering of this attraction was poorly planned, and the budget cuts played a huge part in its failure.
Damn, Blood Ride, that's true.
It's no wonder why this ride closed.
How'd that happen?
2
That's crazy.
years. In the year 2000,
They
Disney
should.
announced that the ride would be.
I think they would if, like, they said that there wasn't structural damage.
Yeah, the structural damage cost is the biggest issue. That is a huge issue. Also, a lot of that, literally to rebuild that structure, you'd have to close Tomorrowland and also Autopia. Large portions of the park, including probably even the Finding Nemo subs. But they should, honestly, if they want to, like, reel in their longtime fans, they got an easy W with bringing back the People Mover.
Closed for refurbishment until 2001.
Easiest W.
However, once the full extent of the structural damage was brought to light, the decision was made to cancel the refurbishment and never reopen Rocket Rods. And the worst part was that due to the damage to the ride's structure, Disneyland was unable to bring back the classic People Mover. Because the ride's path went around Tomorrowland and was built into the infrastructure of several buildings, repairing the track would be costly, time-consuming, and force Disney to shut down a good majority of Tomorrowland to do so.
Do it, cowards.
Yeah.
Plus, they would still have to build it up to code with today's safety standards. Simply put, the only way to repair the track and
I would say force people into Marvel Land, but then I'd say to ride what ride? The one?
Bring back the People Mover would be to complete.
Oh, first ship going up. Let's freaking go. Dude, huge shout out. First ship goal flying up. Chat, thank you for helping us out with the World of Warships goal. Literally every single person that downloads World of Warships and helps us hit those goals, we get a big freaking bonus. We're currently 2 away on the second ship goal. And now we are 5 away on the first ship goal. Help us out if you can. !WOWS in the chat if you'd like to help us out. No pressure, no worries. Hell yeah. Hashtag ad, hashtag sponsored.
Completely redo it from scratch. To this day, the track remains abandoned at Disneyland, serving as a reminder of one of the park's biggest mistakes ever. In the end, Disneyland ended up decimating a classic attraction to build a $25 million thrill ride that only operated for 2 years before being abandoned. For context, $25 million is the same cost as the world's tallest operating roller coaster, King Ka at Six Flags Great Adventure. Imagine if Six Flags built that ride, only for it to close 2 years later and sit abandoned to this day. Though those who grew up with rocket rods remember it fondly, fans of the People Mover loathe it for what it did to the classic ride. And I hate it. Overall, it was a huge waste of time, a huge waste of money, and a huge failure. But the worst part is that this wouldn't be the only time a ride refurbishment at Disneyland went wrong. Be sure to stay tuned later this month for that story.
Could have been
now it's time for the comment shout-out program. This is
crazy.
More like the see you later program. What do we got here? Anything you wanted to send in?
I don't have specific videos, but you know, the whole Phantasmic thing.
Pull it up. Let's check it out. Chat really quick.
Wild.
If you are not aware, chat, there was recently a big freaking fire during Phantasmic. During a big moment, the homie Maleficent catches big fire. If you haven't seen this yet, take a quick peek. It's just crazy. Twitch Regate Cats Bonita renovations were $40 million. That's honestly beautiful. Look, the fire version.
You're like, wow, that's like...
Well, that's a crazy effect right there.
And then it's like, oh, no.
Then they put up the mist curtains. I love the mist curtains to cover up the disaster.
Right.
It almost makes it makes it like scarier.
Yeah. And it's just silent.
I think there's a guy that gets on stage here and gets way too close to it in a second. Like, way too close for my comfort. This is crazy, this happened. I love the classic New Orleans Square music going on. Like,
right? Oh, I see him.
This is a guy.
He's up on the stage.
This guy gets way too close.
Dude, like, your job, your life is more than your job.
No one's screaming. They put on the music too fast for anyone to be scared.
Yeah, not yet. But like when it starts like really going up, you're like, whoa.
I feel like if Mickey Mouse caught on fire, it'd be a different reaction. This is the bad guy. There it goes. The fireball. It's literally shooting fire liquid.
And it's crazy because the mouth is like open, like she would be shooting fire.
This is crazy.
Oh yeah, dude.
So do you have any backstory or insight on this as being someone within the parks?
Or
near them?
Not too much. I can try to pull up like the statements that they posted, like the internal stuff.
Party!
I was here that night though. I was across the park in DCA, and I the Grizzly Airfield restroom, like across from Soren. So I was bringing my my trash behind Soren. They have a trash compactor over there. So
Whoa.
just facing north, I just saw smoke in the sky. I
You're
was like,
oh
either
fuck.
I was like, it was like either it's starting to get cloudy, but like I couldn't see any other clouds, or something's on fire over there.
Right.
And I couldn't tell if it was from Disneyland or just like in the surrounding area, you know, because sometimes, you know, flames and smoke can get really big.
Right.
So I look it up immediately, and I'm like, oh my
Oh
god.
shit. It's so
And
wild.
I would have just loved to like been on the radio to like hear the all
Oh,
call.
just to listen would have been so an honor.
It's like I've been on radio a couple times for like big events, so it's like controlling all units, and it goes do 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 do, controlling all units, and then like they tell you what it is. So like I would have been so interested to
That's so
hear like
funny.
what it actually was. I do know that it's on hiatus through at least Labor Day.
They got a lot of labor to put into it for it to work again.
Yeah, and Disney really does not have any, at least for the week that it like happened, they did not have any plans to like reschedule any like working shifts for the people that were gridded in the show.
Yikes.
So like a lot of them, like that's the only thing that they do, because it like you can't like do the parade in the day and then go do Fantasmic. Like
Right.
it's like a separate shift.
Totally.
So like they were being kind of shitty about like not
Helping the
giving
gang
them
out, yeah.
opportunities to try to do something else like in the park.
That's rough.
They just weren't sure how long it was going to go on for.
Yikes. Yeah, the whole thing ended up being a little messy. It's so funny. And not funny. They really fricked up on that one.
All right, let me see. April 20.
Let's see. Ooh. Free roaming. This is 2 hours. It's 2 hours fresh. You ready for the big 2 hours fresh? Oh my god.
Sure.
2 hours fresh content. This came out 2 hours ago by Disney Parks Official. They're bringing out the free roaming robots. They tested this recently in past experiences, but it looks like it's actually coming through. Free roaming animatronic robots. Starting small, building bigger. Shout out to the hidden Mickeys.
The not so hidden.
This is crazy.
We're a storytelling company, so we want to bring these characters to
This is
life
gonna be
in the
cool.
most authentic way possible.
I'm a little
For
scared
us,
of it.
that means a walking robotic
Yeah.
actor that has a tightly
Well, don't worry.
integrated
A lot of these new animatronics are being integrated with having a eye tracking feature, so they'll be able to look you dead in the eyes, so it won't be as spooky.
Oh no.
Yeah, don't worry. Now imagine they're doing it. They're making it so a lot of these robots and animatronics in the next couple generations of these types of experiences literally will track your eyeballs so they can look dead into your soul.
design in a compact platform that can not only move and gesture, but to really emote.
Yeah,
and
where's
smile.
Yoda?
In this playtest, Groot and Star-Lord have a dance-off with the audience. Now that sounds simple, but we wanted to test the entire ecosystem of this technology and how to integrate it into a full guest experience.
I work with live entertainment, and there we
Yeah, so
partner
this is
with
in
Imagineering, and
the
here we're showing
Disney
for the first
Junior
time ever,
Theater.
a really new way to see Groot.
And like the other
that guests
day,
have
I
never
was there
experienced before.
for grad night. There's a
This is in the
restroom inside
Disney
that
Junior Theater?
Yeah,
That
that's
makes
like
sense, all the dance floor here.
Amazing.
Also, these are cast members
better
in
than I could've hoped
costume.
for.
Like,
I mean, ideally,
where
we
am
want
I
guests
for
to get
any of
excited,
this?
but this
What
is
the
I
hell?
never
I've seen
know
guests get
about
visibly
anything.
excited.
Like, everyone's dancing. You could have been here.
Adults, kids.
I
mean, it
literally
really is
work
kind of
in that
shocking
area
what they get
all
to
the
see.
What the
time.
hell?
And I think they're
But
understanding
I
how
did
sort of
see
unique and
these
fun
like
this is
set
and what a game changer
boxes
it is.
outside
I think our
of
park
it.
guests really love
Like the
to
other
engage
day.
with these
I didn't know
characters
what they
up
were
close and personal.
for.
They love to look them in the eye. They love to be able to make a connection. they're seeing this wonderfully lovable character
Do a
they've known for
backflip.
years in the films, but now they get to experience him up close, and they're getting to see him do things he's never been able to just do in front of us, dance, move around, and groove. And
Whoa!
walk
Dab!
near us.
Dab!
I see that sort of excitement in everybody's eyes that they just feel like,
When he's
"Am I really
standing
seeing this,
still and
or is this some
moving,
kind of
it's
CGI?
a little
I
cuter,
always
but
think,
the walking.
what would 10-year-old Michael want to
that's
see?
what kind
And
of
this is the kind of thing
throws
10-year-old
me
Michael
off.
would have loved to see.
Love you mean it, Guardians. Out.
Freaking sick.
Oh my god.
Shit's tight. Yeah, that's Groot for you. What a small little fella doing his thing. Yeah, I'm excited. I feel like the future of animatronics is only going to get wilder and wilder. For sure. It's going to get nuts. All right, what's next in the chopping block? Let's see. Anything else? I love that I can just go on YouTube, hit the refresh button, and we're going to get cool new content. Uh-oh. Is it electrical parade? Oh!
Oh, it's a version.
Pretty. Bibbity bobbity booyah. That's pretty sick. We got Disneyland People Mover complete ride with a what? We gotta throw this in the next sleeping stream playlist. This is content. Wow.
The vehicle doors will close automatically. Please remain seated during your tour, keeping your hands and arms inside the vehicle, and kindly refrain from smoking.
Oh, let's get off. If you had to choose a job at Disney, what would it be? I'd be Jungle Cruise skipper, easy clapperson. That or head of all things future ideas and the in how it goes, but also I'm anonymous, no one can yell at me. Sure, you're not going 50 miles an hour, but Rocket Rods was boring compared to this.
Sometimes it's nice to just have a little relaxing ride.
Exactly. Show us Disney with the Mickey with the neons. Is he not here
You
yet?
are now beginning a grand circle
Neon
tour of
Mickey?
Tomorrowland aboard.
I think it's the other side.
Grand Circle Tour. Mickey's
Across the way is Star
Toontown.
Tours, a thrilling new adventure
Oh my gosh, have you
inspired by
looked
the
at any of the
George
new
Lucas
Toontown?
Star Wars film.
It looks so good.
I love it.
I really, really love it. They did such a good job.
Also, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Cute. Good
I have
ride.
yet to. I've fully unspoiled it for myself, and I'm so happy to hear it's actually good. That is really, really exciting.
It's
Hershey
fun.
monorail 10 hours ago? What? They have a monorail at Hershey Park?
Oh, I also saw that Dollywood got a new roller coaster.
What? Yeah, we should appoint Colossus head of Marble Land. That's only fair, and it's the right thing to do. I think that's fair. Wow, we love a monorail. Now that's a freaking ride. Twitch Rica, you didn't invite me?
Zoo America is committed to the
What?
conservation of North American wildlife and habitat. Visit with one of our zoo educators.
Damn it. Let's see what we get here. Whoa. Whoa, look at this. Isn't this great? Ah, now I can go to bed. me going to sleep at any Disney World resort.
Snoozing.
Honk shoo. It's so good. Okay, you want to check this thing out? Have you ever heard of Fantasialand?
No.
Something that
Also, do you know Poseidon Entertainment? I love this YouTube channel.
No, I really don't watch a lot of like YouTube videos. Honestly.
Okay, well, I got great news for you is we can watch them together.
Yay.
This guy comes through and makes some of the best documentary videos on YouTube, I feel like, as far as Disney and ride content goes, but they constantly come through with like the most controversial titles of all time that I cannot not click. And then by the end of it, I'm like, okay, you got me here. Disney now
Avengers
builds
Campus is kind of bad.
Disney now builds Six Flags attractions, Avengers Campus. It's unreal.
On the I can't even remember what it's called. just Avengers Campus is kind of bad.
Yeah,
And,
Avengers
that's
Campus
kinda
is
true.
kind of bad. That's the thing is these videos are like, oh, he's got a point. The destruction of Epcot Center. Disney is quickly burning through consumer trust. What's next? These are like really good.
Yeah.
What else is there, dude? It's so funny. The awful Universal rides that nobody talks about. There's some other ones that are crazy. Like, should we get rid of Space Mountain? There's some like hilarious titles.
Whoa.
Could Disney's California Adventure be fixed? It's like,
No.
Jeez, I don't think so. Rise of Resistance is overrated mediocrity. It's like, should Disney demolish Space Mountain? The Magic Kingdom Railroad kind of sucks.
Okay.
This one hurts
Hot
because they're
take?
fully right.
It's so true.
They're
Really?
extremely right.
I don't know what it is about
Well, do you want to find out?
the Disney World version versus the Disneyland version, but it was not fun.
If you have 20 minutes to find out. Colossus, are you down for a train ride? Team, really quick.
Is Disney too woke?
I'm down. Dude, these videos are so good. The titles are unreal. I cannot not click any of these. They're so good. All right, you ready to ride the train? Are you down?
Choo choo.
All aboard!
Negative commentary.
So this is a real commentary on why the Magic Kingdom Railroad, in comparison to the California Railroad, kind of sucks, and I fully agree.
On Disney lately, I think because I'm just getting tired of my own cynicism. I've had a lot to
Colossus,
say
I
about
believe
their
you can make a
business
great
and creative
ride.
decisions that I
Fully.
feel are more than warranted, especially with how I believe they moved very far away from the Disney difference that once defined their park experiences.
I would love to be a Disney
today's
princess.
video
I'm
is
down.
returned to the criticism, discussing a huge wasted
look
opportunity
great.
taken by
Thank
a Disney
you.
company that no longer takes its creative opportunities seriously. With the construction of Tron and the temporary but lengthy closure of the Magic Kingdom Railroad, it's a bit difficult to believe that the company never considered plussing what is already a rather
I love that
underwhelming
idea,
experience.
Boolehan. That's so funny.
Now don't get me wrong, there are plenty of people who love the Magic Kingdom Railroad and are ready to defend it. But to that
Where
I
are
would
they?
respond, have you been on the Disneyland Railroad?
Amen.
Because
Gotcha.
if you
True.
have, you know how disappointing the Magic Kingdom version is in comparison, which is why it's so frustrating that Disney didn't bother to update it in any meaningful way.
True!
In fact, the
Never
only
done it,
addition
always
to the
wanted to.
railroad was not an addition at all, but rather just
Oh
a
my
black
gosh.
utilitarian tunnel that brings the train under the queue area for
They
Tron,
fucked it up.
allowing it to pass underneath. The Magic Kingdom Railroad is otherwise unremarkable, bringing you through what is mostly just woods or patches of grass. It's not a complete waste of time and is a pleasant experience if you didn't know any better, but what makes it frustrating is how Disney really had the opportunity to enhance the overall experience and chose not to do so.
They didn't even build a berm.
With that in mind, today's video is going to be a breakdown of the differences between the Magic Kingdom and Disneyland Railroads, really illuminating how great
Anyways,
this
I think you get the point. One's good, one's
Yeah.
bad. These are so
You got
good.
20 minutes? Let's watch it too.
I already watched the whole thing. What else we got? Okay, I have not watched this one yet, and I feel like this is perfect. This one's called The Weird Side of Disneyland.
Okay.
This has got to be interesting. Let's see what we got here.
I think that I can be confident in saying that Disneyland is easily the best theme park in
I
the
love
United
having so many tabs.
States. There are just so many rides and attractions packed into this park, and they are often the best versions of similar attractions that Disney has built elsewhere. Well, perhaps with the exception of the Haunted Mansion, which I do actually think is slightly better in the Magic Kingdom.
Oh!
I don't know which Haunted Mansion is the new movie based on.
I think it's, yeah, exactly. Hello? Yeah, a big hello.
Anyways.
Anyways, next.
Anyways.
What makes Disneyland better isn't just its versions
Foolish
of rides, though,
mortals.
but also the smaller, more unique offerings found throughout the park.
I
fast-
love petty Disneyland
Disneyland
content.
dark rides are easily some of my favorites, and while I'm disappointed that a version
think
of
if
the
we made a
Matterhorn never came to
podcast, it'd be
Epcot with
pretty
a Swiss
successful.
Pavilion,
I would be thrilled. We gotta do
I
it.
do like that it's unique only to
It'd be
Disneyland.
so fun.
there's also a charm to the park that is absent elsewhere.
We could do like there's the Disney dish. We could do like the Disney bowl, the Disney plate.
Filled with small details that you can't really find at any other park, with only really Animal Kingdom and Islands of Adventure being the only contenders.
Islands of Adventure
However,
is
with
too
this
good.
level of detail, there's also an element of weirdness to the park that I continue to find surprising every visit.
True.
While the majority of Disney parks today feel extremely
Closing my
corporate,
eyes.
with their attractions
Snip, snip,
feeling
snip.
very plastic, as if produced by a committee of executives, it's the small, weird
Opening
things
my
that
eyes.
go
Okay, you're
unnoticed
good.
by most
You're
park
good.
guests in Disneyland. that
Saving
really
myself from
stand out to
spoilers.
me.
I gotta go at it in person.
So while I'm not going to go over every detail
Oh
that I
yeah,
found
baby!
interesting,
This is the shit I'm here for. The weird ass Main Street shop animatronics. I'm just giving a haircut, old timey style.
I do want you to come explore the
What the
weirder
fuck is
side
that?
of Disneyland.
Like literally, the fuck is all that?
Me.
Did you watch the video? It just came out recently on the ugly baby statue. Were we here for that? We might have talked about it.
No.
Someone just
Oh
did
my
a
God.
deep dive, like 20-minute video on the ugly baby statue that was in New Orleans Square. It was a really ugly statue, and everyone's like, where did this come from?
The small,
it's really good.
understated elements that leave
Shrunken
a larger
Head
impact
Ned!
than you might suspect.
Our boy!
I love Ned.
Ned's Declassified Shrunken Head Guide.
Speaking of Disney, do you know the next time you're gonna be down here so that we could maybe go?
July. Right after July 4th. I was hoping that you'd be around, and I actually really wanted to hang out with you and Jimmy. If y'all wanted to at any
Okay.
point. Veronica and I are gonna be around in we're doing July 4th, and then we have a cousin's wedding like a couple days after, and then we specifically picked extra time so we could hang out with our pals.
Yeah, like just shoot me a message, let me know
Yeah,
dates
you.
so I can try to get a reservation.
That'd be so freaking cool. Yeah, I would love to make that happen. I'll have to send you a little DM of the actual flights. I think we just got them. So that could be
Hell yeah.
sick. But
Hell
just know, we
yeah.
already, whether things have been scheduled or not, we already literally made time in case it did happen because we wanted it to happen. So I'm excited.
I love it.
Do 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 do. Smooth jazz. When are they gonna make Club 56?
I think that when you walk into the Magic Kingdom,
Balls.
Main Street USA is
True.
correctly regarded as one of the most iconic theme park lands to have ever existed.
True.
The Magic Kingdom is certainly the most
You know
popular
what's
theme park in
stupid?
the world, and Main Street, of course, leaves a lasting impact
When me and
on
my
many.
sister just went there, walking onto Main
However,
Street,
while
turning
it is
the corner
very
and
well
seeing the
themed-
castle, I may have
Get your
teared up
marbles
for
on
a
the track.
second.
Oh yeah, and you gotta. I'll be crying with you. We could share some Kleenex because I'm gonna join you. I'll be an embarrassing Disney adult. I don't give a
I was-
fuck.
The
I
last
was so mad at myself. I couldn't help it though.
Why are they doing fireworks in the
lasting
daytime?
impact on many.
It's from the stage show.
However, while it is
Whoa,
very
just
well,
so well
themed,
so
it
well
does
placed.
not even begin to touch Disneyland's Main Street. I would actually posit that
Disneyland doesn't have
Disneyland's
a
Main Street
stage
is so
show.
much better themed that the
Nah, it's
Magic
not
Kingdom
big
version
enough.
looks completely unthemed in comparison. Everywhere you go, there's so much more detail found throughout its shops and restaurants, and there's quite a bit more entertainment and rideable vehicles moving throughout. It even has great moments with Mr. Lincoln located in the Opera House, and while it's not my favorite show,
Do you
it's
need to
certainly
take a
better
nap?
than waiting 2 hours to meet Mickey in
It's
the equivalent
great,
building in the
Mr.
Magic Kingdom.
Lincoln.
His hands are
With all
huge.
this detail comes elements of weirdness, though, and one of our first
Like
stops is
this
going to
guy.
be the Main Street Cinema. Inside, you can find a round room playing
This is
classic
the place
Disney
where you sleep during the good old classic leap year 24-hour stay open all night place.
shorts. But what stands out to me is the ticket clerk, a creepy mannequin who
What's her name?
goes
What's
by
her
the
name?
name
Clarence? Clara?
of Tilly.
Tilly.
Tilly!
There's not really anything more
She has Walt Disney's hometown or badge,
to this,
right?
but it's just a bit strange to
Well,
come
now for
across.
Disney 100, it's got a favorite character.
Oh! What's updated?
Speaking of
Who's your favorite
mannequin.
character?
Mine I put Din Djarin, which is the Mandalorian.
What did Tilly put?
Mickey Mouse.
Fucking sellout.
But it's just a bit strange to come
But
across.
Mickey Mouse is also the default if you did not pick a
Speaking of
character.
mannequins,
She should put Oswald.
you can find a few others throughout
She's
the
old.
Emporium. What I like about many of the rooms throughout this area is that they are
Poser.
all distinctly themed and packed with detail
Name
that the Magic
3
Kingdom
other characters, Tilly.
version lacks, with one of my favorite details being the train that moves around the toy
I
section.
love the train.
However, in the main room of the Emporium
It's a good
itself,
video.
there are a number of interesting and slightly
Weird
unsettling
ass
mannequins
shit.
that you can spot if you
Literally,
look up.
I don't think I have ever looked up to notice
Above
these.
one of the
Dude,
doorways,
they're weird as fuck. There's like a guy giving a haircut. There's a lady talking to some birds. Like, it's weird.
a woman appears to be plucking a quill from a pet parrot.
And I think this is why I get so upset when we're like, everything in the entire park needs to be IP. Because, like, you don't get, like, just weird bullshit. Like, this lady's plucking a parrot? Like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Over one of the register areas, a scene portrays a girl looking disgusted at her reflection as a tailor and who I presume is her mother stand nearby. Finally,
Show us
this
the
last
haircut.
scene located across from the woman with the parrot is less clear to me, but is still quite
Yeah,
interesting.
literally, what the fuck?
This used to portray a scared-looking man with a barber coming at him with a razor, but he now appears to have been replaced with a bewildered woman.
What? This is
Who
the
doesn't
scene
have
I was
hands?
talking about. I literally remember the haircut. He was scared because he was getting a shave. Was it
It also
too
looks like she
threatening
doesn't have-
looking? Holy fuck, this is a piece of lore that I's catching up with right now. Where's her hands?
It looks like she doesn't have hands.
I think the razor he was using to shave the other guy, he cut this lady's hands off.
Oh no.
But is still quite interesting.
That's weird as fuck. I guess it's like, oh, he's threatening him. And too many people have seen fucking what's the fucking not Edward Scissorhands, but the other Edward Scissorhands. But
Oh,
he's
Sweeney
cutting-
Todd.
Yeah, Sweeney Todderson. Too many people saw that and they were like, all right, barbershop's too grim. That's a shame. This is weird. It's a weird replacement.
From the woman with the parrot is
What
less
is
clear
she
to me,
doing?
but is still quite interesting. This used to portray a scared-looking man with a barber coming at him with a razor, but he now appears to have been replaced with a bewildered woman, and the barber is now holding a shirt.
What the
These
fuck?
scenes are, well, in the theme of the video, quite weird, but that's exactly what I like about them. Our last stop for strange details on Main Street is Chester Drawers, which appears to be a haberdashery.
What?
What makes this little shop strange is its busts, with one being an elegant owl
Bust!
and the other a dapper dog.
Hey, Light Strike, let's go!
Again, small
Let's go, dude. Thank you so much for getting a level 2 ship. 2 level. Let's freaking go, man.
elements in the larger theming, but
Legend.
funny
Thank
and
you, my dude.
impactful enough that I thought that they were worth pointing out. Oh, by the way, if you found the video interesting thus far, you can do me a favor by hitting the like button.
Okay.
While we're not quite done with Main Street yet, I do want to lump in some of its elements with other coin-operated machines that you can find throughout the park. Just inside the Candy Palace, you'll find a number of machines, including a strength tester and this peculiar electricity machine.
I've never done any of these.
Like, I love them. The Penny Arcade is beautiful.
The idea behind it is to hold your hands on the metal rods as long as possible as they vibrate violently, simulating the idea of electrocuting you, and if you hold onto the gauge until it reaches its maximum strength, you win, I suppose?
You're
Nearby,
a big,
there is also a
strong
fortune teller named
person.
Esmeralda,
Oh shit, I
who
fucked
moves
up my
around a
screen.
bit, but there wasn't any
Hold.
sound, leading me to believe that the machine just wasn't working correctly. After she's done moving, the machine spits out a card with Esmeralda's prophecy, which is just a random fortune, also including
It's
magic
not
numbers
random,
as
it's
well.
your prophecy. Like, what?
In the back of the Candy Palace, a marionette machine plays
Try to believe a little bit. This one's funny. You can make his toes tap.
I've Got No Strings, allowing you to press buttons to move Pinocchio's hands and feet in sync with
This
the
is shit I
song.
love.
It's
Got no
mildly
strings
entertaining
to
and a
hold
fun
me
thing to spend a
down.
quarter on.
Great use
Well,
of a
there are
quarter. It's one of
plenty
the
of
cheapest things you can do in the park.
Penny machines located throughout the park. One of the more unique ones has to be in
Bye.
Critter Country.
Bye.
This particular machine is
I
designed to look like the
love this
facade of Splash Mountain.
machine.
And while it wasn't working when I filmed it, I did see that it drops a coin down the waterfall
It
when you purchase
does. It
one.
does.
I'm assuming that this won't stick around too long with the
It
closure of the
won't.
ride,
It
though.
don't.
but I thought that its unique presentation was worth pointing out. Backtracking a bit to
Retheme it,
Adventureland,
please.
if you go into South Sea Traders, which also doubles as the eating area for Bengal barbecue, you can find
My
another
mom
fortune teller
loves
sitting out in
Bengal
the middle.
barbecue.
It's a classic.
This one is a shrunken head of a
It's
British man named
good.
Shrunken Ned,
Good
Jungle Witch
pretzels.
Doctor.
I love
When you
Ned.
insert the coin and put your hand on the palm reader, he will come to
Thank
life.
you again, White Stripe, for helping us out with our WoW's goal. Team, help us out if you
For
can.
example, one of his spiels congratulates
Appreciate y'all
you
for real,
on
thank
being
you.
the star attraction of the Jungle Banquet, where you'll be sacrificed as the main course.
I love press
Until that
pennies.
time, though,
I might be going. I don't know if I'm going to Disneyland. But I'm going to California in July, and we'll see what fate has in store.
he
I
states
would
that you'll
be
receive a
honored
letter in
and
the mail
thrilled
describing what to wear
to make
and what your
maneuvers.
last meal should be. He then prescribes you instructions for good health in the meantime, and the machine spits out a random card with nonsense on it.
Not nonsense. It's
Another
literally
interaction
yet
I've had
again your fate, brother.
With him starts with him exclaiming that you've arrived for your appointment
This
a day
guy.
early. He then
Yes!
starts rambling about how it's his birthday and how the other doctors use his head as a ball to play golf with.
Those assholes.
He then concludes by telling you to come back tomorrow so that he can cure the myriad of diseases that you've obviously acquired, and finally berates you for not buying a calendar, as the machine spits out another nonsense prescription to keep you in good health until your next visit. Moving over to New Orleans Square, the final fortune teller is located between Pieces of 8 and Curios and Curiosities. Known as Fortune Red, inserting a coin
I've
into
never
the
done
machine
this one.
triggers Yo-Ho, a pirate's life for me.
I do know about this
As
one.
the pirate points at the map and it lights up,
I've seen it. I've just
revealing
never
the
done
way
it.
to hidden treasure.
Whoa.
Once the song concludes,
In the,
this machine also spits out a
the
card,
Disney
which is
Play
certainly more
app that they
interesting than
made
as
so you could like waste time in line. They have like not really games, but you can get these fortunes for free,
Oh, that's
and
fun.
it also like it follows like a greater like storyline. So like you can get like one a day or something, and like you can get like 10 fortunes to like
That's
tell
so
your
fun.
story or something.
I love that. Boolean, you should meander for a while. I think meandering is half the joy, and unfortunately, with rushed vacation schedules, a lot of people don't get the opportunity to do exactly that.
Esmeralda or Shrunken Ned. On one side, Fortune
I
Red gives
love
a
not doing
prediction, which
anything
is
in
likely
Disneyland.
also random,
I love
but
a
on the
good
flip side,
meander.
the card provides a fact about pirates. I'm not sure if this is randomized, as I only used this machine once, but the card I got explained the origin of
Now
the
you're
Jolly
doing
Roger
it,
and
Boolean.
other pirate flags,
Big move.
also providing a selection
That's
of
the
others that
way.
were used and
Just to
naming
ride
which
a day,
captains
just
that
to
they
ride a
belonged
day.
to. I did like this particular card a bit more than the others because it was somewhat educational. Finally, the last interesting machine I would like to speak about is located in Frontierland. If you walk into Pioneer Mercantile and walk to the back of the shop, another coin-operated marionette can be found. In this case, it's Woody's Hoedown,
Woody's
where the
Roundup.
machine plays the
Oh,
theme
come
from Woody's
on,
Roundup, and you
Hardy.
can use the buttons to move
Do
his hands
you
and feet and sing to the
remember
song.
when they had a Woody's
not the
Roundup
most-
show around the time that Toy Story 2 came out
Yes.
in the Golden Horseshoe, and it was literally in a sepia tone.
It was crazy. Oh my god, I forgot it wasn't sepia tone. What the fuck? I
We
actually
had-
forgot that part.
I don't have like a video of it from when we went, but I like had my own like disposable camera and I like took a picture.
That's so
And
tight.
like the stage and like Woody and everybody is in a sepia tone.
Oh, that sounds so
Interesting
sick.
attraction, but none of them really are on their own. What makes them worth mentioning is that they're just quirky little attractions that work to enhance an already great
Yes,
park,
Pog.
feeling like hidden finds that add depth to the
We'll find Walt's frozen body.
theming, which is something that Disneyland does
Pog.
very well just about everywhere.
Another diploma for Pixel.
Staying in Frontierland, some of my favorite details can be found on the ships that
Cross the
sail around the
river.
rivers of America. For example, if you board the Mark Twain, the park's steam paddler, you can explore the different decks and find a variety of interesting elements that enhance the experience in small ways. The lower deck allows you to get a view of the machinery that powers the ship, and while you can see this on the Liberty Square riverboat at the Magic Kingdom as well, the Mark Twain continues to offer more. On the middle deck, you can walk through a small room with mirrors, and while I don't know its purpose, it's a nice, immersive addition that you can't find on the Magic Kingdom riverboat. Finally, on the top deck, there's a small covered seating area with a few pictures of sailing ships and a steamboat, celebrating early American nautical travel.
Nice.
These details are just small elements of the Mark Twain.
Also a great place to take a
it's the
mirror
small
selfie.
things that really add a lot of depth and immersion to the Disneyland experience, allowing you to feel as if you discovered something that goes unnoticed by the majority of park guests.
Always a good
If you didn't board the Mark Twain, then you always have the alternative of the sailing ship Columbia, which is a replica of the first American ship to circumnavigate the globe in 1790. I find this to be the more interesting vessel, I think maybe because it's unique to Disneyland, but it is also a fundamentally different experience than the Mark Twain.
I didn't realize it was
because of its unique narration,
only Disneyland.
And a cast member will actually fire a blank from one of the cannons during the voyage.
They love the cast members love
the
firing
Columbia
blanks.
by walking up the steps to the
They
brow
love shooting
and board
guns.
the upper deck. You could certainly spend the entire voyage up here, but if you choose to go below deck, you'll see a part of the ship that I don't think most guests will ever experience. Here, you'll find a pretty detailed exhibit of how the ship may have existed, allowing you to gain a bit of insight into what sailing with it might have been like.
That'd be
You'll
really
see
cool.
areas meant for cooking, food storage, lodging, and a variety of other elements scattered throughout. Certain cabins are also labeled for certain crew members as well.
Oh my god, did you poop on Tom Sawyer Island?
Maybe this and the Mark Twain aren't particularly weird, but since we're on the topic of details in Disneyland, I thought that these immersive
I
aspects
peed into the rivers of America and on Tarzan's treehouse.
that often go unnoticed were worth mentioning. However, one last element
Allegedly.
of Frontierland I would like to briefly discuss is the shooting exposition.
Yo, CBD, what's up, man? Good to see you, dude.
I feel like I don't really need to explain what a shooting arcade is, but this is certainly one of the better ones that I've experienced.
It's kind of
The
wild
scene
that we
is
still
intended
have
to be a
this.
Western
It
grade
was originally sponsored by the NRA.
Yes.
Pretty cool, huh? Pretty freaking cool, huh, you guys?
yard overlooking a town. And hitting the targets will cause a number of interesting
Hell
effects
yeah!
to trigger.
It's so nice to mow the lawn on a beautiful summer day. Good for you,
I don't see the
brother.
need to go over every
Love
element,
to see this.
but a few of my favorites include the
Go ahead, that's so funny.
skeleton coming up out of the grave, the Ghost Rider traversing the sky,
Oh, I love the Ghost Rider.
minecart rolling out from the mine, and I like to see the various animals move or appear as well. Part of
I
the
should
fun with
pee on all these.
something like this is discovering what will happen when you hit the targets. So I encourage you to try this
I
out
should
if
pee
you
on
happen
all
to
the
find yourself at
targets.
the park. Like the other coin-operated enterprises or weird details that you can find throughout, it's something very small like this that can have a large impact on your day.
Makes me
allowing you to
realize
feel as
guns
if
are
you've
pretty
discovered
cool.
something that most people won't notice. These elements only help to immerse you into what is already one of the best themed parks in the world, and I thought that covering them probably makes for a different but still interesting video. As always, if you haven't already done so, you can do me a favor by hitting the like button.
Oh, I'd love to do you a favor, buddy.
If you're interested in
literally
videos
already
like this,
did.
but
It's your
haven't
second
yet hit the
time
subscribe
asking,
button
pal.
with
You're
bell
pushing it.
notification,
Unlike
you can do so to be
relikes.
alerted to new videos as they release.
You're pushing it, buddy. Boop-a-doop-boo-da-beep-a-doop-boo. Pretty sick.
We love weird Disneyland.
I love this guy. The Legacy of Joe Rody, Guardian of Animal Kingdom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I got to go to Pandora for the first time.
Whoa.
And me and my sister woke up at 5:30 in the morning so that we could walk on to Flight of Passage. And
I've
it worked.
still yet to see it. I haven't even looked at it.
It's fun.
It looks
I
really
will admit,
fun.
It's not waiting for 2 hours fun, but and then the River Journey one, I enjoyed it. You know, I love a boat ride.
I've heard a
I
lot of
love a dark
controversial
ride.
opinions on the River Journey.
I wish it was a little longer, but I can understand not because the animatronic is so crazy that like that's where all the money went.
Yeah. Whoa.
I got to go on that Frozen ride. I had a lot of fun because controversial. I love the Frozen franchise.
I get it. I get it.
I saw the first one in theaters 6 times.
Understandably.
So I
She's
really
a
enjoyed
maniac on the
seeing,
floor
seeing
and
my
she's
pals.
dancing like
on
she's
it.
never
Dude,
danced before.
We love a controversial
Love
boat ride.
controversial boating.
That's
Triumphant
so
face.
freaking true. Dude, 1 month away from almost a year. Dude, that's almost a year. Holy shit. Big shouts to the boy! Dude, we love a controversial boat ride. Speaking of a controversial boat ride, let me see. Boat ride. Y'all, oh, really quick, have you seen this? I would never see a Disney or Universal park in the States doing something like this. This is a thing. Movieland, Italy. This is a ride in which they repurpose a action stunt arena for a high-speed boat ride off rails with a stunt driver where everyone has to wear life jackets. How crazy is that, dude? Actually crazy.
That looks sick.
Nuts, chat. I want to go on this so bad. And it's a freaking Knight Rider theme. Is that the Kit Superjet? Is that the freaking, yeah. Unreal. And yeah, dude, CBD, my boy Donovan's literally in the house. He's moved in officially, and life is good, dude. Life is freaking sick. We love the boy. We're very excited about it. Life is good, dude. Thank you again for the primer. Always nice to see you. Chat, this ride looks so sick. Life is so sick. Hell yeah.
So it's someone literally driving you?
There's an actual professional stunt driver during when the show's not happening. Now, unfortunately, this video, I watched this one already. There's one where, damn, do they have it in this experience? Okay, so we'll watch it from this version. The one that we had just watched, there are actually, like, things happening and explosions and, like, fake gunfire and thing along those lines, like, happening during the ride. During this video, unfortunately, those effects were off. Which makes this lesser. But, like, imagine there's, like, a helicopter shooting bullets in the water. And it's like, pew, 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 pew. And all that kind of stuff. But they were off during this video. But this is probably the best video I can find of it. Shit's crazy. Anyways, I'm going to go slam a quick pee and grab a quick beverage. And enjoy a boat ride. I'll be literally right back. 2 seconds, my dudes. 2 seconds.
I'll do the same.
Hell yeah. Enjoy a boat ride. 2 seconds. Look again.
Kit, brutte notizie. Guard si dirige verso di voi su un elicottero. Mettetevi in salvo. Attivare modalità eBay. Kit, sei già entrato nella jet house? Sì. Dovreste essere al sicuro. Grazie, Kit. Ben fatto. Vai, stanno vicino. Kit, non ti sento. Guard è stato abbattuto, Kit. Tutto bene?
Jake, modalità autocruise danneggiata. Torniamo a casa, ho urgente bisogno di una piccola sosta.
Potessi farcela. Michael, questa non lo demonizzo. Niente male, Jake. Io ti posso avere. mettetevi i salti, un attimo.
Alright, yo. Howdy. Good evening. Did y'all enjoy your boat ride? Sorry, chair's gone. Chair's gone. I know y'all love the chair, but the chair's gone. Yeah, it's right. Being a lawsuit waiting to happen. Yeah, it's like it's pretty gnarly that you could consider doing things like this. But hey, we'll take it where we can. We gotta go to Italy. This looks sick.
We gotta go.
We gotta pull up to Italy. Italy's got it going on.
I saw something similar to the like kind of free range roller coaster that we like started with, but it was like a water version of that.
Whoa! If you got a link, I'd love to check that out.
It was like a I saw it on Twitter, and Twitter's the most unreliable place to find shit.
That's true. That's true. I would love to find it though. But no worries if you can't. It's hard to find shit on Twitter. Times 1,000. All right, Rocket Rod's closed. What else do I need to see? We have. Have you ever seen the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea ride at Tokyo Disney?
No.
Actually, pretty wild, dude. How much Tokyo Disney Sea have you consumed? And how much do you want to consume?
Honestly,
and how much do you want to save for surprise?
You know, it's probably not going to be a while until I'm able to go to something like that. So I'm okay with being spoiled.
That's exactly me. I'm like, Disneyland, don't show me. Tokyo, it's going to be a second. So let's explore. This is an incredible park. And talk about kinetic motion, dude. We got gondoliers over here just doing whatever. God, what a beautiful park. But they have a 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea ride. And respectfully, I have never really gotten the Disney obsession with 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I understand why it has a historical significance to the Disney company and all that type of stuff, but it has no relevance to my modern, stupid-ass millennial lifestyle. However, I get where it comes from and I respect it. But I feel like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea has been represented within many parks before. There's a 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea previously experience with the submarine voyage at Disneyland, which was cool and fun, but also became Finding Nemo. There was also the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, I guess, walkthrough experience at Euro Disney. I don't know anything else. I'm sure maybe there's other and more. But Tokyo Disney Sea, from what I understand, did it the best. And let's go ahead and watch review time in a quick 11-minute summary and tell us why. It's pretty solid. But yeah, Tokyo Disney Sea is next level, the best at everything, and I want to go so bad someday. Holy hell.
The Tokyo Disney Resort is known for its extraordinary ability.
My chair whipped its cock out? Oh my god. On stream? We're not on Kick yet, chair. What the heck?
And familiar. Reimagine it in a way that is
take
totally
us out.
New.
Look at that giant. I want to walk through Woody's mouth.
Yeah, right.
Anyone else want to walk through Woody's mouth? Like, it just is irresistible.
The Tokyo Disney Resort is known for its extraordinary ability to take the beloved and familiar and reimagine it in a way that is totally new, fresh, and utterly spectacular.
Truly.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea at Tokyo Disney Sea is no exception. Located within
I always have a hard time not saying Tokyo Disney D's.
Park's iconic mysterious island, this intricate dark ride opened with the park back in September of 2001. And despite sharing a name with other Disney rides around the world,
this is crazy
Disney Sea fashion, this version is so much more than what came before it.
Amen.
The Disney parks have a long history of adapting this iconic Jules Verne novel that goes all the way back to the days of Walt Disney. The first attraction related to the novel would open just a month after Disneyland did, when the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea exhibit opened in Tomorrowland, giving guests the chance to walk through and admire props and sets from the 1954 film of the same name. 4 years
Isn't
later in
that the organ that they
1959,
have in Haunted
Disneyland
Mansion now?
embarked
I feel like maybe and yes,
of the
potentially.
same name.
I
4
think
years
yes.
later in
I feel like
1959,
that's a
Or
fun
is
fact
it-
I've heard.
This organ's not in Pirates of the Caribbean, is it?
Disneyland
No.
embarked
I
on
don't
an ambitious
know.
expansion of Tomorrowland, which included 3 new
I
attractions.
just recently heard a fun fact. This is a fun one. You know the little bird that's above the staircase in the walkway of the Jungle Cruise? That classic fella? Do you remember
Yeah.
that guy? Do you realize? Recently, I went back and I was like, he's gone, and I noticed he was missing. They moved him because what is
Oh,
lost
no.
can always be found on Trader Sam's. He's on the roof of Trader Sam's. They moved him from
Oh.
the line queue, and I would imagine because he was an animatronic that had constant malfunctions, and he was cool when he was moving, but upon malfunction, it became tough to keep him updated and whatnot. So just moving him to
Yeah.
Trader Sam's Lost and Found was a great maneuver. Which I thought was pretty freaking cool. Also, Love, thanks for hanging out with us. Have a great rest of your day. I appreciate you.
the Matterhorn bobsleds, the Disneyland monorail, and the submarine voyage.
But I was happy to hear
paving
they
the
are
way for
still
the grandest
around.
20,000 Leagues attraction ever to be built.
Disney Channel.
This aptly named submarine voyage was commissioned in front of Walt Disney with his wife Lillian in attendance, along with President Richard Nixon and officers of the U.S. Navy. Not
The
yet
mermaids,
themed to
they're
Jules
losing their
Verne,
hair.
the attraction
They're
used
losing
early
their hair.
animatronics
They're
Help
losing their hair.
them.
Losing their hair.
force perspective. to
Also, they were told to, at points every once in a while, swim underwater and just like be up against the glass. Can you imagine the safety hazard of 2023 being like, hello, no.
Yeah,
They were told to
absolutely.
swim right along it as it was moving. Like, that's a
ride vehicles?
nightmare.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Dude, it's crazy.
simulate a deep sea environment. Guests would descend into large grey submarines via a staircase and observe
are,
their
see?
outside underwater environment
Isn't that
through large
crazy?
glass windows.
Yeah.
Despite the appearance,
Their hair is
guests were
falling
only
off
a foot
live.
underwater and were essentially just inside fancy boats on a track. The attraction made clever use of bubble jets in a hidden show building behind a rockwork facade to give the impression that they were much deeper underwater than they actually
That
were.
octopus is great.
The experience proved to be extremely popular with guests.
Yeah, I still
And
get
with the
confused
forthcoming
about how the
Florida
ride
project
vehicles
on
work
the horizon,
for-
Walt Disney Imagineering got to work
for the submarines.
planning an even more
I feel
elaborate
like it just,
iteration for what would
good
become
old
the
classic. It doesn't go up or down at all at any point. It just is on the same track it always has been on. But I've always been confused as to how the track isn't somehow like electrified, or like if you touch the water, you wouldn't get like bzzzt, or something along those
But
lines.
yeah, but the ride is like so long. I'm like, where
Where does it go?
like how far is it actually?
I would love to see the layout. I'm gonna look it up.
Magic Kingdom.
I had
On
a friend
October
who worked
14th,
on it, so maybe next
1971,
time I, like, talk to
20,000
him,
Leagues
I'd
Under
love
the
to
Sea
find out.
submarine voyage opened at the Magic Kingdom. Despite being externally themed around the Jules Verne novel and the classic
Wow.
Disney film, the ride experience was very similar to its Californian counterpart. Guests would climb down a staircase into a submarine where Captain Nemo from the classic story would showcase the underwater depths, divers, the North Pole, and the ruins of Atlantis. While this attraction was a guest favorite, it was expensive to maintain and had a relatively low hourly capacity. So an advertised temporary closure on September 5th, 1994 would become a permanent one, and the ride would never open again. The Oriental Land Company, the owners of Tokyo Disneyland, wanted a version of this attraction for their upcoming sea-based second theme park. But at Disney's warning, this new version wouldn't take you under the sea at all.
What?
And to
Hi,
save on the
Sunny.
expensive upkeep
Hello?
of underwater ride systems, show scenes,
I
and
have not eaten yet, but I would love to eat. But I also do have food just in case.
animatronics,
What do you eat?
this new version would be a suspended dark ride, similar to Peter Pan's Flight. However, guests still needed to be convinced that they were sea-bound. So via clever water tanks and bubble systems built into the ride's viewing windows, guests were convinced that they had dived below the
It
ocean.
looks good. Really quick, here's the pathway upon further
Okay.
research. Is this it? Unload, load. You go here. You go dive, dive. You go through, then you go on the
The Rock.
rock, and then the rest is literally just this. I imagine
Is
once
that,
you
like,
get to the
under the
dock,
matter-
it probably gets like slower and slower.
That's true.
This is, I think, more
Is
so
it
under
like
Autopia.
under the Matterhorn?
This is more so under Autopia, I think, because Matterhorn's over
Ah.
on the left over here.
That's
Like
true.
Matterhorn's like right over here on the left. This just goes into a rock, and I think it just sits underneath Autopia, or Autopia drives right on top of it. Yeah, pretty wild.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
An effect that we
That
can't
makes
undersell
sense.
just how
We
effective
learned.
it is. You are even further convinced
Sonny,
by the
what'd you
load
get?
and unload station for the ride being above a bubbling pool of water. 20,000
Water.
Leagues Under the Sea takes place in one of, if not the most immersive theme park land in the world, Mysterious Island. Set in the 1870s on an uncharted island somewhere in the South Pacific,
You got
a
driving for
giant
dinner?
volcano has risen from the
Don't watch
depths.
Stream and Drive.
This is the secret base of operations for Captain Nemo himself, a man wishing to explore both the depths of the sea and the earth. Captain Nemo has invited the world's scientific community
Nemo.
to visit him and share in his discoveries at Mysterious Island, and you are among them. The land is home to 2 attractions: the groundbreaking Journey to the Center of the Earth, the ride that puts this park on the map for a lot of people, and 20,000
Oh, there's an
Leagues
animatronic
Under
in
the
here
Sea,
that's crazy.
a ride that would be a
Really
headliner
crazy
at
stuff.
any other Disney park, but often feels forgotten about at Disney Sea. Captain Nemo has personally invited you as explorers and adventurers to board one of his submarines to research and enjoy the majesty of the ocean. To begin this adventure, you start by weaving down a spiral ramp and past Nemo's own mini-sub, giving guests a glimpse of the upcoming ride vehicle. Across the way as you get closer to the water's edge, you can spot Nemo's much larger submarine, the Nautilus, bubbling away on the other side of the lagoon. Once down into the cavern of the island, you bypass Captain Nemo's private study and control panel, where you discover that the captain is working in another part of the facility. Throughout this section, there are plenty of notes, maps, and research materials for you to view and read whilst you wait in the
I
queue.
do love this.
Here
like,
you are
the
also
aesthetic
introduced
of,
to one of
like,
Captain
Jules
Nemo's
Verne,
newest inventions,
It is nice.
Aquaphone,
of
a
content.
wireless
Like,
communication
it doesn't
device
feel
that
as
allows him to
cringy
monitor
as, like,
activities
Steampunk in
throughout
general.
Mysterious
Yeah,
Island,
steampunk.
and
It feels
broadcast
like a little
anything
more
he discovers
sophisticated
to his
and
fleet
fun.
of underwater research submarines. Further throughout the queue, you pass the
Definitely
dive
feel
hatch
that.
area, noting missing diving suits, before entering the submarine docking port. Here, hanging from the roof via a large hook, is the submersible you're about to travel
Wow.
20,000 leagues under the sea in.
Hell
That's
yeah.
96,560 kilometers for us
Really
metric
far.
folk. Guests board the 6-person ride vehicles, and
How
the
many
conveyor
football
belt moves them
fields
to
for
the
us
water's
Americans?
edge, ready to be dropped in and begin their dive. Upon release from the hook, you immediately make your way to the depths. Captain Nemo speaks over the aquaphone, welcoming you as his volunteer
Ooga.
crew. As you hit the ocean floor, you can first observe the beauty of an
Have
ocean
you ever
reef
done the
surrounding Mysterious
side room
Island.
version of
Yeah, I did with
Captain
you
Nemo warned
in
you to be
Wuhan.
on
Oh,
the lookout
oh, we
for
did. That's right.
You taught me, but I didn't know it
intelligent
existed.
beings
The
that live
moo.
underwater.
The moo.
Once you hear the
That's
bell,
super
an
cool.
interactive element of
I was
the
very
ride
excited to see
begins,
that.
where a joystick in front of you controls a searchlight, allowing you to
Whoa.
look around and light up the deep, dark
That's
depths.
really cool.
Guests are then reminded that the ocean is a vast and wondrous place,
Having a
not
searchlight is so
controlled by
sick.
man, as they
Yeah.
traverse a graveyard of sunken and lost ships, some in the middle of celebrating a New Year's
To
Eve
Maggie's
party.
nephew.
No matter the power
Miles
and riches
wins.
these people may have had, these
Oh, I
vessels
love
were
Miles
destined
so
to
much.
become
He
junk
loves
at the bottom
Disneyland.
of the sea,
Yay.
a playground for critters of the deep that can be
He also
spotted
loves
by
Mickey.
your searchlight.
Good.
But you have little time to reflect on these lost ships. As turning the
Basically
corner,
taught
you
him
are
since
greeted
birth.
by a piercing eyeball, belonging to a sea creature of mammoth proportions.
Nice.
Nemo warns you to approach slowly and carefully, but the creature's eye lights up red
Uh-oh.
as his full body and tentacles come into view. You are being attacked by
Oh,
a
that's pretty
giant
spooky.
squid. The defense system is
Ooh.
activated, and the tentacles begin to be electrocuted. But
That's
the squid traps your
crazy
submarine.
looking.
That
barely
would make me a
escaping
little
with
uneasy,
one
not gonna
final shot.
lie. But fun.
But now, there's another issue. The defense system has drained your sub of more power than it should have, and you start to descend further and further into the water. Down at these new depths, you start to see evidence of a long-lost civilization. Murals and crumbling structures suggest you are not the only people in this place. Before long, you start to notice eyeballs peering back at you, watching from afar. But power is still an issue, and although the backup generator has kicked in, it too is almost out of energy, and oxygen levels are getting dangerous low.
This looks so
As energy
cool.
levels are set to their minimum, more and more aquatic creatures
It's so crazy. Even
seem to
knowing
be
that it's not
investigating
actually underwater,
the
it's
vegetation.
so convincing just from this video even alone.
Unlike the creatures
Literally.
you saw in the
This is
sunken
really good.
shipyard, though, these new ones seem to be humanoid in shape and evolved for their aqueous home. Soon these creatures emerge from the ruins of the lost city of Atlantis and save
The
you and your
doors
crew,
Peter Pan has
pushing you up
opened.
and out of the depths as they wave a final goodbye before you
Goodbye.
arrive at the unload
Bye.
area, safe and sound. The
Gotta
tricks
wave
used in
backwards,
this
rude.
ride to make you really feel underwater show the ingenious of Imagineering, down to the Atlantean animatronics having this flow about them that truly makes them look like they are swimming, especially when you compare this to a ride like The Little
true.
Mermaid, which never quite achieves that effect realistically. Unlike the submarines featured at other Disney parks around
miss
the
the Dole
world,
Whip
guests
hair.
never actually go
Yeah.
underwater within this attraction. Instead, they use the windows of the ride vehicle to simulate the effects in a surprisingly simple manner. The undersea effect is mostly achieved using 2 layers of glass with a layer of water in between them.
Genius.
This layer of water achieves 2 effects that really help sell the undersea nature of the ride. First, it helps simulate the distortion typically seen when underwater, and secondly, it cleverly contains an air pump that allows bubbles to rise through the glass at specified times to simulate diving and being underwater.
Classic.
The overhead rail system used for this ride is also surprisingly intricate and robust for what seems like a simple attraction at first glance. Suspending the ride vehicle above the ground allows for the submarines to realistically glide above the seafloor, but it does lead to some awkwardness if you ever need to evacuate, having to ascend the ladder to the catwalks above the attraction, where you follow a cast member to the nearest emergency exit. People often
It's like, I can't get out, it's underwater.
about this ride when talking about Tokyo Disney Sea, but we think it's a triumph, taking an older idea and bringing it up to modern standards with modern tricks and effects. So if you ever make it over to Tokyo Disney Resort,
I'll do it. I'm doing
don't
everything. All of it.
Someday.
Every single one of them. All the things. Uh-oh.
Breaking the rules at Disneyland is becoming
Are you ready?
a little too common. There have been 2 viral TikToks that have been circulating Disneyland TikTok, and they were both posted by the same person. In one of the videos, we can see a guest fully eating an entire bread bowl on Incredicoaster. As you might imagine, you shouldn't be eating an entire meal on Incredicoaster, but alas, that is what happened anyway. An even more popular video is a guest drinking Splash Mountain water out of
Okay.
a water bottle. The guest fully collects the water into the bottle and then chugs it. They also stated that they were literally so thirsty. There were recently reported toes in that water, so I would suggest not doing that in the future.
Toes? Any insight on
God.
that?
I'm just I am okay. I think I'm starting to become a boomer or maybe like a mini Karen because I am so sick of people just constantly having their phone out, filming everything like for TikTok, for content, people filming themselves, like doing like food reviews, like it's one thing to like see it on your screen, but then when you're seeing someone like filming a TikTok like in person, it just feels so weird.
Yeah.
I'm becoming so old, and like all these videos, they're just like, did you know that blah 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 blah, and I'm like, shut up.
Shut up. As we're doing our Did You
You gotta
Know
laugh.
blah 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 podcast right now.
Right. I don't know. I simultaneously love it and hate it at the same time.
I totally get that. That makes a lot of sense. All right, let's see. This was updated 1 hour ago.
This is Disneyland News Today. I'm Tom Corliss, and here now are the top Disneyland resort stories for June 8th of 2023. For a limited time, California residents can visit the Disneyland Resort's theme parks for as little as $83 per day with the purchase of a 3-day, 1 park per day ticket. Options include the following.
park
There's
hopper.
a 3-day, Monday to Thursday, 1 park per day ticket,
park,
which is
just walker. I'll just walk over. I'm not gonna hop.
$249. That's $83 a day. It's not valid for admissions Fridays to Sundays, as you might have guessed.
Okay, pal.
The 3-day Monday to Sunday ticket, it's 1 park per day. It's $299. It's $100 a day. No blockout dates apply to that. If you choose to take advantage of this offer after purchasing a ticket, visit 3 times from June 12th through September 28th. Park guests at Disneyland may now snap a photo with Louis the alligator in anticipation of Tiana's Bayou Adventure, the new attraction replacing Splash Mountain.
Yes, the wall.
The image is attached to
I hate the era where it's like, we made a wall. Like
construction walls that surround the now permanently closed Flume Ride attraction.
Yeah, straight up.
A corner of Fantasyland at Disneyland has gone dark as 3 iconic attractions, being Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan's Flight, and Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, are all closed for refurbishment this month.
If they close Mr. Toad's Wild Ride without letting us know, or in general, I'm throwing a fit.
I think they're just doing some like general.
With their refurb efforts kicking off this week, walls and scaffolding have gone up around the area. Walls are up around the large Eastern Show building of Fantasyland at Disneyland, and given that Peter Pan's Flight will be
literally covered up like you used to.
Closed through June 29th, longer than the other two.
What is it, Six Flags?
A bit more in place. The attraction has its own separate signage as well as scaffolds up out front. The audio system crashed during a recent performance of the Magic Happens parade at Disneyland Park, leaving parts of the parade without sound. At the 6:30 p.m. Magic Happens parade, the audio noticeably crashed, leaving cast members scrambling to get it fixed last Wednesday. Once the frozen float passed through the end gate near It's a Small World, the audio completely cut out.
Just the whole wrong audio for like the section before it was playing for the wrong part.
Yeah. Loud. The video excerpt you're looking at now from the event helps illustrate how these complications impacted the experience as parade support attempted to remedy the issue by turning the volume all the way up on the float speakers, although ultimately that did not help. The parade finished in complete silence and the performers were forced to abandon the choreography and revert to just walking and waving instead. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Dream vacation begins with Be Our...
See ya.
Construction walls have come down in Centennial Park in Mickey's Toontown at Disneyland. However, there's no major changes apparent at first glance.
The tree was sinking?
The only noticeable difference is in the light green rubber flooring surrounding the tree. You're looking at, that's the Dreaming Tree. It also appears to be a new star-shaped
I did notice that like it wasn't fully, the walls weren't fully down yet.
Slightly softer than the previous flooring. It's unclear why this change was made, if maybe something was wrong with the other flooring or it wasn't soft enough for children to fall on, or what the case may be, but this is the latest in a long line of changes that have needed to be made in the very much still unfinished Mickey's Toontown.
I'm so sorry. Most of the time, those women are not actually plus size.
Magic key holders who join D23 on either.
That's so upsetting.
They're the gold or gold duo levels will receive an El Capitan film commemorative.
Boring.
We spotted a new dessert bowl, a souvenir celebrating Disney 100 Years of Wonder.
Who fucking cares?
If you need to add a bit of outer space touch to
your I kind of want to look at it.
I know, me too.
Famous Jungle Cruise boat gets a cut and makeover. A souvenir celebrating Disney 100 Years of Wonder and the Jungle Cruise attraction at Disneyland. The Jungle Cruise dessert bowl is $25.49.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I want it.
And it's a new version of a previously released
the whole culture
bowl
is
that was in the regular.
It literally is food is the new ride.
New popcorn buckets and sippers and like literally anything like commemorative that's made out of cheap plastic.
It's the only way to get locals to pay money when they go. I mean, I used to go and not spend a dime, and this would fuck me over.
It's like really only the pass holders.
Yeah.
That come and buy this stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up because I want one.
Jungle Cruise boat colors. The item is available for purchase at the Tropical Hideaway in Adventureland.
I don't even like Dole Whip. This is fucking evil.
And at Disneyland Park.
Can you just put some popcorn in it?
And the world-famous Jungle Cruise boat gets a
We're like 2 churros.
A makeover for the centennial festivities, decked out in the celebration.
Fuck.
If you need to add a bit of extra outer space touch to your milk experience while you're
I do!
Look no further than the new Milk Orb Sipper we found at the milk stand in Star
More
Wars
plastic!
Galaxy. It at least looks like.
Yay! More plastic! Woo!
I did buy one of those sippers. It was like the big one that like looked like a jug.
They're
but
pretty.
The inside that actually
Wamba
holds
is the one who first began selling the milk.
The liquid is so much smaller than the actual container.
Yeah.
So it's like not even that big, and
that's how they
always annoying.
Go. It's pretty fricked up. All right, let's see their next plastic.
Its sipper is now available at the Alien Pizza Planet in
Oh,
Tomorrowland.
the new plastic is here! The new plastic is here!
Disneyland. The Alien Pizza Planet Thermo.
I'm being such a bummer.
Purchase. $1.50.
Oh, the new plastic is here! The new plastic is here!
Disneyland Resort is currently testing out the
this
audio
is
animatronic years ago.
We get it.
Supposedly,
the new animatronic is here.
Lucky families were invited to jam out with Groot over at the Disney
Let's
Junior
jam.
Stage. Four of us week, which means we should be getting announcements about the holiday offerings at both the Walt Disney World.
Give us holiday offerings.
And Disneyland Resorts very soon. Halfway to the holidays is from
I
June.
really enjoyed
Mickey's holding his belt like, ooh, he's like fucking done the dance.
13th through the 15th, featuring limited time.
You excited for Mickey's holiday offerings?
No, I really like a lot of the holiday food that they have.
They're good.
Treats at Disneyland and Walt Disney World. And during these dates, Disney will give you a taste of the season with announcements. It is expected that Disney will probably make announcements regarding the Festival of the Holidays at Disney California Adventure during this time.
Holidays!
Also during this time, you can enjoy some special treats at the parks, including at the Cozy Cone Motel #1.
Oh, yes, #1.
Get from June 13th through the 15th, you can get Pacific Work District at
Food's the new
Kayla's
ride,
Cake
Food's the new ride, we get it.
Anticipated to be completed by work on the downtown Disney.
Hello?
Disney District's overhaul at Disneyland Resort is now anticipated to be completed by Thanksgiving of 2024.
Wow.
That's still over a year and a half
Construction,
away.
of course, is
Yeah, I'll see you in 2025, pals.
underway on the lot formerly belonging.
Wait, pause it. So like where that tree is and like where those little like umbrellas are, the walls have now extended like into this pathway. So it's like almost half of that is now more walls.
That's wild. This is gonna be nuts. Is this what the AMC used to be right here?
Yeah.
Holy shit, a full movie theater gutted.
Yeah.
Give us a park.
Belonging to the
I wish.
AMC Theater. There's various other construction going on throughout the area as well.
Would be so
They have
nice.
finally gone vertical on the construction in that space, but it has been empty for
I'll
several
show
years
you
now.
vertical Disneyland.
Back in 2018, they knocked down the
I know
AMC
that
Theater.
means, but
that was in preparation for a new Disneyland Resort
show
hotel.
you.
That didn't happen, and then they eventually announced plans to redo the downtown Disney District, and now they are in the middle of that. Disneyland Resort President Ken Patrick spoke of an 18-month timetable,
I like, I'm
indicating
so
that downtown
confused at
Disney
where this
District
is
construction
supposed to
again will be
be.
completed in late 2024, just before
Fully.
Thanksgiving.
Is that
Demolition
supposed
of,
to be like where the open is that this area, the open pit
So-
area?
This, from based on just the track of the monorail being an idiot, right here on the other side of this monorail, this is where the Lego store would be.
Okay.
This is going back into the station towards the downtown Disney entrance. And yeah, the Lego store is right over here. So now right here where we had like buildings and stuff, literally it's like this is
Give me a hell yeah!
hell yeah! This is like literally like right here, like from like here
Okay.
almost. Like if the Lego store is directly behind us,
Yeah.
it's this.
Okay.
But rotated.
I'm confused at like how that is actually gonna go, because like behind there, like there's a tiny little backstage area where there's a break room, and then that's where like the custodial area is. So that's where we keep like all of our pan and brooms and like our little closet that has all of our chemicals and stuff in it. So like, are
I
we
feel like they'll move it.
Are we gonna get relocated? Like, where are we gonna go?
Probably. I feel like the relocation makes the most sense.
They knocked down the AMC Theater. That was in preparation for a new Disneyland Resort hotel. That didn't happen, and then they eventually announced
Buy movies.
Plans to redo
movie theater is way too expensive anyways.
The downtown Disney district, and now they are in the middle of that. Disneyland Resort President Ken Patrick spoke of
and it was hard to enjoy like the movie theater roller coaster segment when there was like a roller coaster 30 feet away from you.
An 18-month timetable indicating that downtown Disney district construction
now
again
that
will be
thing is
completed
now,
in late 2024, just
Nicole
before
Kidman
Thanksgiving.
saying, "We make movies
Demolition
better."
of the downtown Disney
We make
AMC
movies, but somehow heartbreak feels good in a place like
good
this.
in a place like this.
Theater, Starbucks West, Earl of Sandwich, and other nearby downtown Disney businesses began last February, and since then, the lot
Yeah, right? Is this not the monorail entrance area?
Or like it's.
So where this is a picture like this picture is almost as if we were standing on the monorail track.
Oh yeah, it must be someone from the monorail taking a
remain
picture.
empty. And of course, we've already heard
Holy
plenty
shit,
about
dude.
what will be
We
coming.
fucking cracked the case. We just cracked the case. That's so sick. Damn, I
New
love the
downtown
teamwork.
Disney, such as the award-winning.
So I was like, oh, someone must have been standing on the track, and you're like, oh, someone was on the monorail. I'm like, oh, fuck. I just could not make the connection.
Which serves Chinese food.
I was like, what are they doing standing up there?
Including bao, wontons, and more. And other outlets on the way include the beloved Porto's.
We need the
Bakery
teamwork to
and a
make
new
the
permanent
whole
home
thing
for
come
the
through.
Earl of Sandwich.
Food's
There
the
was
ride.
a day.
Elemental Connection, a new pre-show inspired by Pixar's.
There was a day when I was getting trash in the downtown area, and I needed to get the trash cans that are at the monorail station, and the monorail had
Elemental
stopped
debuted ahead of
operating. And I was like up there, like past the gate, like where like the guest stand, and like there was no monorail there, and like I could have just like hopped over and like gone on the track. And like I don't really find myself a chaotic person, but there was just some part of my brain that was just like run.
That's so funny. I heard you were saying you were getting trashed. I thought you said you were getting trashed, like you were drunk. I was like, damn, okay, wow.
No, I was working.
The whole story changed context as soon as I remembered immediately. I was like, oh, okay, word, okay. That's so. I mean, that would have definitely been jumping on the monorail track then. I'd have been with you.
Run.
World of Color 1.
Run, go.
The idea of
they can only catch one of us.
Tags to World of Color is nothing new.
And they won't.
As in fact, in the first year of the show in 2010,
they now
ran
pulling
the Tron
trailers
Core, as it was called. It was a Tron
World
led
of
the show
Color?
in 2000. The idea of special tags to World of Color is nothing new.
That's so embarrassing.
As in fact, in the first year of the show in 2010, they ran the Tron Core, as it was called. It was a Tron Legacy tag that celebrated the release of that film. And man, does that make me feel old that was that long ago. Either way, you could watch the full video of the Elemental Connection pre-show right here on our YouTube channel.
You know, I feel like this kind of makes sense because it's Pixar up here. This works for me. Is Elemental Pixar?
I think so.
It's got to be Pixar. Like, it's
I've
a
been
Pixar
seeing-
concept. Pixar's like, what if it was cars, but they talked? And it's like, what if it was elements, but they talked? You know?
They had emotions.
So
We
classic.
spotted several new.
What do you say? You think what?
What was I gonna say?
Trailers.
I've been seeing so much promo for this movie, but I still like am not like totally interested in it. I'll still go see it, but like it
I feel
hasn't
ya.
really like really grabbed me.
I hope it's a sleeper hit because it really just feels like the Feelings movie Part 2 Junior.
Right?
It's like it
Or
doesn't
it's
have
like, it's
anything
always got,
standing
like,
on
the
its
same-
own.
It's got the same feel. It's like I feel like everything needs to have like such specific like colorways.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're like I don't know. Here's our
spotted
red, blue, and
several new
green thing. It's like everything is
Right.
those same colors.
I feel like I hope we watch this VOD back in years to come, and shout out to Future Us if you are here, and we say, this movie was amazing! And if it wasn't amazing, everybody laugh really hard right now in the chat. Okay, cool. That movie sucked!
Changes to the Pacific
Everyone in
Wharf
the future, tell us your opinions. How did it turn out?
area as it's reimagined.
That's my favorite movie.
Into San Francisco
Are
Square.
you excited for San Francisco?
I am actually.
It
I
feels
love
weird
big,
and kind of fun.
I love Big Hero 6. So
Whoa.
I think this is going to be a cool, more subtle way to integrate that story into the park.
Really quick, I have to take a quick peek at the bathroom signs. This gets me excited. Have the bathroom signs always been like this? Because currently it's a guy holding a tiny fish and the lady holding a big-ass fish.
I think so.
It's pretty good. I like that.
at California Adventure.
Good fish
A new
signs.
mural has been painted over the restrooms, advancing the space towards its eventual finished product. The new mural is positioned on the face of the restroom building between the two entrances. Pictured in the artwork is the San Francisco Gate Bridge alongside a sunset, kites,
This might be a
birds, and
controversial
stylized
opinion,
water
but that
graphics,
restroom
which
is
are very
the best
reminiscent of
restroom.
Japanese art styles.
Wow.
And two clouds float.
So you're
between
saying,
the
does
bridge.
it beat? Okay, so head to head, a 1v1, the circle's closing, there's 2 people left alive. The San Francisco bathroom right here, or the Tiki Room bathroom.
Okay. What I'm gonna say about that is I've never been in the Tiki Room one, and also I
Neither
only
have
find
I.
myself an expert on the DCA restrooms because I work there.
True. Putting in work. Hell yeah.
So I've kind of been coming up with a mental comprehensive list of the worst to best restrooms.
Can we do a tier list sometime?
Absolutely.
That'd be amazing.
I'll put together a whole presentation.
That'd be amazing. That's so funny.
And I guess I can only speak for the women's side on DCA side.
Ladies!
Are reminiscent of Japanese art styles. And 2 clouds float between the bridge. Plenty of work is still being done around the Pacific Wharf Cafe as scrim and construction walls surround the space, similar to our report from previous weeks. Despite all of the construction walls and scrim, it is still open to guests. Meanwhile, the Pacific Wharf Distribution Company beverage and snack cart is behind construction walls. That is being removed. That will be the home of the Baymax meet and greet when this project is completed. That being said, there is no date as to when this project is expected to be completed other than this summer. For the absolute latest Disneyland news, head on over to DisneylandNewsToday.com and follow us on your favorite social media platforms. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video, subscribe to
Chat, make sure you like this stream, subscribe to www.twitch.tv/Austin Dodge, one for the eye. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time for a tier list. Let's see, I found one. We don't have one for the bathrooms, but I think we could go ahead and hit the controversial California Adventure ride tier list. You down to do a ride tier list? I mean, put on some classic. You know what's so funny is last time this is the most Disney experience possible. I recently typed in Disney lo-fi hip hop copyright free. Great news, I played it during the stream. Turns out it was still somehow copyright claimed by Disney company, even though the video specifically told me it was not. So that's pretty freaking cool. Anyway, let me find something actually copyright free. Therefore, we're gonna listen to Nintendo music, Universal's music. Here we go. Okay. Let's do it. Chat, we're gonna do a California Adventure tier list really quick. We'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Let me turn off all the ads. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
All right, go away, you stinky, smelly ads. Blech. Go away. Okay. That worked. Oh my god, it worked. No way. Zooming in and unzooming in worked. Okay, here we go. Chat, here we go. Must ride, morning ride multiple times. Need to ride 30 minutes. If 30 minutes or less, it's a walk on or don't bother.
Okay.
It's a good list. So we're gonna start with the hits.
I wonder how much we're gonna differ on this.
That's a good point. So we'll bring up the first one, Midway Mania. We should both lock in mentally. We should lock in mentally where we're at.
Okay.
And I'm on if 30 minutes or less.
Me too.
Yeah, it's a great ride if it's short.
Yeah.
Mater's Tractor Experience, if it's a walk-on.
Yeah.
Easy. The fuck is this? Spider-Man?
Is
hey, fellow Marblelist. Get your marbles and
yes. Spider-Man ride.
Yes, Web Slinger.
I got my lock-in.
Yeah, me too.
If 30 minutes or less. Vincent, what's up, dude? Welcome. Big yo. Grizzly River Rapids.
Don't bother.
Need to ride. If 30 minutes or less for me. Are you really a don't bother?
Mine's a don't bother.
That's
I really
amazing.
I don't really fuck with water rides that much where like it could ruin my whole day because I'm now soaking wet.
It's a good point. I think we could go ahead and make the compromise of if it's a walk-on.
Sure.
Okay. That sounds fair. We could always even out. Zephyr, don't fucking bother.
Yeah. I mean, there's been plenty of times where I've seen it's a 5-minute wait and I still don't go on it.
So boring. I would rather sit on a bench.
It is fun.
The Dumbo ride had more joy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's boring. Goofy's High School? If it's a walk-on. And I have a chiropractor's appointment scheduled within the next week.
Yeah, I'll put it there.
That's fair. Guardians of the Galaxy, aka what used to be a better ride, still need to ride.
Yeah, you'd need to ride it.
If I brought someone who's never been in the park before, I'd be like, you gotta.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
What is this? Jesse's
Critter Carousel.
Oh, that's right. I forgot it was King Triton's. He sold it. It's this is a good old classic. Don't bother. Ugh.
I would say it's a walk-on. I
could
do
walk
love
on.
a carousel.
I could walk on.
I went on it with my nephew when he was still pretty little, so he didn't really enjoy it that much, but it was cute.
I think you're right.
We put him on the skunk, and the skunk faces the other way, so its butt is first.
That's cool. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Incredicoaster. That's got to be a must-ride, morning ride, multiple rides, or a need-to-ride.
I'd say if it's a 30 minutes or less.
Wow. It's fair. I'll throw it in there.
Yeah.
The Cars Dancing. That's a great walk-on.
Yeah, for sure.
Monsters Inc. ride. Wonderful walk-on.
Yeah, wonderful walk-on.
You have to ride the Cars ride.
But I often don't because the wait is never less than 2 hours.
True. It's a need to ride.
Unless last time I went with our friends J Shark and Foxtrot. Foxtrot has a friend who worked in attractions, and he was able to get us into the lightning lane, which is for these 2 rides. They're the 2 rides that you have to pay an extra $20 to get in the lightning lane. He got us into the lightning lane for free for Radiator Springs Racers and Rise of the Resistance.
Classic. Foxtrot is his attractive connections.
Exactly.
Attractions? They said he was attractive.
Hey, yo.
Either way. Monty Pixel, hello? Yes, please. I would love to see him. We'll put him on the tier list. I would love to see. The Feelings ride. Don't bother.
Don't bother.
The Mickey's freaking Silly Symphony. It's a need to ride.
Okay.
I love this ride.
It's usually a very short ride. So
I also say it's a must ride.
Okay, I can compromise and put
That's
that
the cool
there.
part, is because it's the only must ride in the park. How crazy is that? Mermaid, if it's a walk on.
Yeah.
But I also feel like I need like something free at the end because it wasn't worth it. You know what's crazy? That Disney's California Adventure has their best ride, according to our graph, is a swing set. Pretty messed up.
But also, like, I feel like I am so not the person to ask about rides anymore because it is so rare nowadays that I go on more than 2 rides in a day, if any rides at all.
Right. That makes sense. What are you doing these days? Are you doing like the food festivals? Are you doing shows? Are you doing experiences?
Most of the time it's to watch Francesca in a show.
Hell yeah.
Or I am with my sister and my baby nephew, so he can't go on that type of stuff. And like, just so much time is, spent, like, if he like when he was really little, like needing to like feed him like at the baby center and like changing him, like that could take like anywhere from like 30 minutes to 45 minutes. And then like me and my brother-in-law would like go get food, so like they do like to come in for the food festivals, which they are pretty fun.
I've never been. I want to go, considering they stopped making rides.
Right. That, like, I will say that, like, I've been on a bit of a food journey, like, away from being a picky eater. I did not really prioritize those things when I wasn't so into trying new foods.
Really quick, Bulahan's got a good point. 1 month of living at Disneyland Grand Californian park tickets and all your food would come out to $8,912. And my question is, can we subathon it? Is the Wi-Fi good enough? That's a big question. Let me see really quick. Mossy Pixel made some overlays, and I would love to see these. Yes. Freaking Pog! Oh, these are good. These are very good. Oh, this is cute.
Oh my god.
Cute. Cute. Mossy Pixel, are you still doing commission work as well? Because if possible, I would love to work on some new sub badges for long length subs. I would be thrilled to pay you and all the good stuff and tell the whole world how good your art is, because also I love telling the truth. Literally no pressure, no worries if you're not taking commissions. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa, these are good. These are good. These are good.
These are so
I like
cute.
the Valorant packs. These are cute. Cute.
Happy Pride.
These are so cute.
Happy Pride.
Mossy Pixel Val. This one's so. I love this one. This one's so good. I love these a lot. Big fan. Big fan. Chat, please. Boost your stream. Make it look beautiful. Click that link in the chat right here, right now, to make your stream look beautiful. I love these. I really like these a lot. Thank you for sending me this, too. Love you a lot, my friend. This shit's looking nice. It's looking nice. It's looking real nice. Should we do the Disneyland ride tier list? I already did mine, but I'd love to hear yours.
Okay.
Well, as a team, we can do the classic combo pack. Disney park characters and attractions. Blah, 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 blah. Perfect. Yay. Pogging, champing, pogging, champing, pogging, champing, pogging, champing. Yay, I appreciate it a lot. I'll send you the message. I don't mean to be annoying about it too. I don't mean to be like, oh, your commission's open. I don't want to be annoying person about it. But I love your work. I love you. I love what you've done in the past. I love what you're doing in the future. So it would be exciting. It'd be fun and nice. But yes, I'll definitely send you a message. That'd be super nice. Hallelujah. How do we get rid of these ads? Make them big and then make them small. Haha, it works every time.
Oh my gosh.
I can't believe that's how that works. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do a Disneyland ride tier list. Starting with Alice in Wonderland.
B tier.
I'm fully with you. What is the hell is this?
Is this the Animation Academy? S tier.
This is freaking Disney's California Adventure. Okay, it's S
I think
tier.
this is. I think they said
Disneyland Resort.
Resort.
Oh man, they Disneyland resorted us. That's fair.
Well, so that other one was like how long you'll be like willing to wait for it, not like how good the ride actually is. So there are a lot of ones that were in that mid tier that we wouldn't wait more than 30 minutes for, but they are good rides. I'm just impatient.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Okay, well, let's see. Good old D. D's nuts. Autopia, C
D.
for Cars.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the hard part. Autopia, but you don't have a driver's license yet and you're a child.
Okay. That's the only way I did ride it because I
Exactly. As soon as you get a driver's license, just get rid of the ride. We don't need it.
It's not fun anymore.
Thunder Mountain.
A tier or S tier.
I gotta go S. S. It feels classic while also still feeling thrilling and it doesn't feel like it feels like it could be made today.
It's so fun. Good. It's so fun. Yeah, S tier.
Astro Orbiter.
I would say A.
I'm gonna go with an A. Casey Jr.
I'd put that in B.
B for bananas because I like to sit in the monkey cage.
I love that whole area.
It's
so
cute.
like, yeah, I just don't ride that one enough. So, but I do like it.
Chippendale's Treehouse open?
I think it has.
They converted to something new.
I don't think so.
Chippendale's Treehouse is defunct. But back when it did exist, I would give it as S, because you would climb up the treehouse and then ride a slide into acorn-shaped ball pit. Sag. D for defunct.
Yeah.
Canoes, I'm gonna give it a big, hot, underrated B.
Sure.
C for canoes.
I don't go on it.
C for canoes. The museum, S tier. Everyone can get over it.
Yeah.
Monorail,
S
A.
tier. A or S?
I would say A because Walt Disney World, this is the only thing they did better.
Oh, it's because it circles.
It's the only thing they did better.
That's true.
Our monorail, S tier.
S.
Sorry, Walt Disney World. Cheers to our monorail.
Donald's Boat.
Donald's Boat. I played some really good games of tag as a child in there. However, what do you do?
They've
C.
got like little interactive things. Yeah, I'd put it in C.
C for it's a cruise ship. Dumbo, underrated B.
Yes, absolutely.
I had a great time because it's bouncy. B for bouncy. I'm so happy we went on that. It was a delight.
Absolutely.
Claustrophobia Nightmare. Where do we put this? C for claustrophobia.
Claustrophobia.
Yeah, Esmeralda, underrated C.
Yeah.
Not as good as Shrunken Ned.
I don't really care about it.
The previously bought by the NRA gun lobby. D. What is this? Show about princesses.
Oh, this isn't even here anymore. This is Frozen Live at the Hyperion, which I would put in the A tier if it was still there, but it's not there anymore.
D for defunct?
Sure.
Okay, question, theory. What's going on in that large stage area where they had the Mickey's Magical Map and the Princess Meet and Greets and all those types of things by Toontown, across the way from across the way from It's a Small World? Because I've heard some crazy theories.
No, I will tell you exactly what's there. It's Tales of the Lion King. It is a Lion King stage show, and I will tell you, it's fantastic.
Do you think it has legs to exist for more than 3 years?
I would hope so.
Because the new theory.
Oh,
you're gonna hate this.
Oh,
bye-bye, theater. Bye-bye, stage.
No!
Great place to put the new Avatar Land experience.
Boo. Hiss. Tomatoes.
That's the hard part. Yeah, that's the potentially Disneyland's Pandora.
Potatoes.
And it makes a lot of sense because it's like, oh, we could just get rid of this creative stage for creative stuff to put in the Avatar. And they, they love that idea.
Like, they just need to fucking get over it because they won't be able to put that big of a land in Disneyland. You need other things than rides to break up the day.
Right. Totally.
If any Disney executive had watched Defunctland's Fast Pass documentary, they'd get it.
They should. And the hard part is I don't think they watched Defunctland, and that's where the issue lies. I think watching Defunctland should be a required resource to work anywhere within the Disney company.
Literally, like that just made me so upset. Like, I'm absolutely irate if that were to happen.
I mean, the theory makes sense though, in the sense it's like, oh, no more stage show? Guess we don't have to pay all those people.
But like, even like, I've been backstage of that area. There's not much back there, like like in terms of backstage area, they keep building it out. Like, that area where the stage is not that big, like not big enough to like build a ride.
Totally. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's that's what I've heard, but who knows?
The behind that is, I'm looking at the map on the Disneyland app right now. Behind that stage is where the railroad is going into Galaxy's Edge.
Let me see.
And then behind that is literally a parking structure.
Let's see. I got a map here for it. Where is it?
Offhand Disney.
He's got the map. He literally made a map for us. Because he's our hero. Where is it? How to be a Disney YouTuber. This one's really good. Tomorrowland Wars. the Tomorrowland problem again. Oh
wait. Go up. Where it says update? Yeah, right there.
Avatar, they're also saying Avatar in Tomorrowland.
Whatever.
Here we go.
Is going to be located at Disneyland Park. Not California Adventure, not any of the resorts, not downtown
This is
Disney,
officially
but
announced.
within the walls of Walt Disney's original Magic
Freaks me out a
Kingdom.
little.
Interesting choice. Before we decide on what we need to
Interesting choice? Am I interested choice? No.
decide on where. And there are actually, believe it or not, Disneyland has a lot of potential areas.
Do you have any other guesses? I mean, Tomorrowland is the other one we guess. Other than that, the Critter Country between Star Wars Land.
Or if you gut out Hollywoodland and DCA, like.
Ooh, but it's specifically got to be Disneyland. That's where it gets tricky.
This is making me
Zones
upset.
for the
I know,
potential
right?
Pandora
That's
or
how I
Avatar
feel.
expansion, experience, land, ride.
What is it?
Show, and we'll begin at the very back of the park, near where actually
This is
Runaway
it.
Railway opened a few days ago. Toontown, not actually Toontown, just outside Toontown, the Fantasyland Theater. Now, the Fantasyland Theater, ever since park reopening back.
Yeah, This is so sad. I feel like I'm watching the saddest news with the person who would be the saddest about it.
In 2021 has sort of been in a state of flux. It had Mickey and the Magical Map, and then the park closed, and Mickey and the Magical Map went
Beautiful,
away forever,
wonderful.
and now
That's
it's, I
pure
believe,
Broadway.
the Tale of the Lion King, not the Festival of the Lion King. That's the show at Animal Kingdom. Don't get them confused, which
Yeah,
is
definitely
also
don't even
where
try.
Pandora is, but not this Pandora that we're
They're both
talking about, a
great.
different Pandora. Still with me? I hope so. If Disney's going big, and this is, yes, my first guess, so I'm going to go big on my first guess and building an entire Pandora, the world of Avatar at Disneyland, I think the Fantasyland Theater might be the prime real estate, the biggest contender for being replaced with this Avatar experience. Now, is it going to be a land?
I could totally see
No,
this.
there's like a 99% chance that it's not going to be a land, but it's fun to theorize. Look at the amount of space the Fantasyland Theater provides. It's
And unfortunately, I'm like, this is enough room for a ride. This is totally enough room for a ride.
But like, where's the queue gonna go? Like,
right here. I know.
not a small amount. I mean, it's by no means huge. It's not nearly as big as the land at Animal Kingdom, but
But especially if we do a motion sim ride, you don't need room for track.
I'm not saying that it's going to be huge. I'm saying that it's enough. And with backstage area, I don't know exactly where it stops and starts and what can be built on and what needs to stay, but they've done it before. There's maybe even more area available for an Avatar-themed mini land, maybe even a full land. This would be bigger than Toontown, and that's considered a land. Last time
That's the part that blew my mind. I was like, oh my god, that's actually bigger than Toontown.
I checked. Now the
They
question is,
could.
would this parcel of land be able to fit an attraction? Maybe even two? Probably not two, but maybe one. Maybe Flight of
Why do
Passage
we
with
need
a
to
slightly
match all
smaller
the
show
time?
building, or heaven
True.
forbid, a shorter
Why
version
does Walt
of
Disney World
Navi
and
River
Disneyland
Journey. You get in
need
the
to
boat, you go
match?
around the corner, you
I
see
That's what
thoroughly agree
makes-
with that one.
That's what makes Walt Disney World special, is they have those experiences that we don't have. Like,
Exactly.
yes, we got the exact replicas of Galaxy's Edge, and like that's fine, you know, like, but and then like the Mickey Maze Runaway Railway, like those are the exact same rides except for like the queue buildings, which I will say the Disneyland one is 1,000 times better than the Hollywood Studios one.
Right.
Like
I've heard that.
we don't need that. Like, it's hard for me to form thoughts because I'm just getting so mad.
I get it. I know, it's really, it's a tough one. Well, we can always get back to the tier list.
Oh, there's a baby here.
I thought that might have been you about Pandora Land.
That's how I feel.
That's how I feel inside as well. I don't know. I'd rather it be a stage where like do like interesting creative stuff. It feels weird to like jam Pandora Land into Disneyland. Great experience for Disney's California Adventure, but Disneyland I feel like is getting like IP destroyed out here. It feels like some Islands of Adventure shit. It's just like weird. It feels off.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like it. All right, we want to finish up this ride list here?
Sure.
Okay, we got the Go-Go Gadget Coaster.
I would say C tier.
Again, I'm like, but imagine you're 7.
I know, but it's also like a minute long.
It's so short, but that's just as long. If you're afraid of roller coasters and you're a kid, we'll give it a C.
That's
We'll
just
give
the
it a C.
right amount of time.
Boardwalk rides.
Hold on. Can you give me 1 second?
Yeah,
Miles is getting
please,
so
go
upset
for
that
it.
I'm not saying hi to him.
Please, gotta say hi to him. Please say hello to the fella, of course. Tell really quick, I'm gonna go ahead and actually slam a quick pee. I gotta pee really quick. Probably also make a quick pizza. So give me a quick 2 seconds. I'll be right back. I'll leave you with a ride video to watch. I'll be back in like literally 2 seconds.
Roller coasters.
Top 5 roller coasters coming in 2024.
Coming in
Hopefully you can watch this in the future and all of these came true. I'm sure they will. Haha.
24.
Be right back. 2
5.
seconds.
Jungle Rush at Dreamworld in Australia. This roller coaster was announced in November of 2022. Along with this, the park also revealed that they will be opening a new themed land to accompany the coaster. This land will be called Rivertown and will be taking over the ABC Kids World. The roller coaster will be built and designed by Vekoma Rides for a total cost of $35 million. It will also feature the world's first incline turntable. There's been footage of a turntable testing, however no one knows if this is for Jungle Rush. Along with this, the ride will also feature 12 airtime elements. Planning to open in late 2024, Jungle Rush looks like the best family-themed roller coaster to be opening. Number 4. Circuit Breaker, located at Codaland in Austin, Texas, United States of America. This roller coaster will be Vekoma's next-gen tilt coaster. The first-generation tilt coaster was Gravity Max at Discovery World in Taiwan. This roller coaster opened in 2002 and has since become a world sensation. Circuit Breaker will offer the innovative
Thank you so much. I'm so
seesaw,
sorry.
one of the most iconic elements on any roller coaster in the world. This ride will reach speeds of up to 92
and it's not
kilometers an
here.
hour
Cool.
with a track length of 667 meters. Circuit Breaker looks to be the most visually appealing roller coaster of 2024. Number 3. Donkey Kong Roller Coaster, located at Universal Studios in Japan. Announced in 2021, with confirmation in March of 2023, this roller coaster is set to open next year. This roller coaster will have a minecart theme, recreating the levels seen in the Donkey Kong video games. This roller coaster is set to have new technology. This will be called the Boom Coaster. The design has a minecart vehicle that appears to run along a regular track, but in actuality, glides along the sideways track that's hidden beneath. This will give the illusion of the vehicle jumping track. If you can't make it out to Japan in 2024, this ride is also set to open with Universal's new theme park, Epic Universe, in 2025. Number 2. Voltron at Europa Park in Germany. Officially announced in 2023, Voltron looks to be the first of its kind, a Mack Rides Striker coaster. This will be similar to the Mack Rides coaster model, Big Dipper. However, the train will be able to fit 16 people. The ride is set to be 4,544 feet, with speeds up to 55.9 miles per hour. The roller coaster will be situated in a new Croatia-themed area. Although an exact opening date has not been announced, construction work continues on Voltron. Make sure to follow Europa Park to stay up to date with the official announcements coming soon. Before we get to number 1, here are some honorable mentions. Top Thrill Dragster Reimagined. Although not an entirely new roller coaster for 2024, this ride is undergoing big changes for the 2024 season. The biggest rumor as of May 2023, the roller coaster will be receiving a new launch with LSMs and also a spike. Palindrome, again at Codaland. This is set to be a Gerstlauer Infinity Coaster with a length of 1,230 feet and a speed of up to 51 miles per hour. Codaland is definitely looking like the theme park to visit in 2024.
Hi.
Number
Howdy.
1. Project Exodus, located at Thor Park.
Thank you for your
in the
patience.
United
Thank
Kingdom.
you.
Announced in 2022.
My nephew loves to come in my
Project
room and like
Exodus
look at
is
all my
Mack
fun
Rides
things
Hypercoasters.
and
I get it.
Mack Ride Hypercoasters
Tell him
are
they
one
can
of the
tune
most
in.
praised
Twitch.tv.
coaster models around the
I'll
world.
stop saying
The
bad
ride
words.
is set to be UK's tallest roller coaster, standing at 236
He's not allowed to watch
feet.
stuff yet.
It looks
It's
to have
too
one
much
of the
for
most
his little
unique
brain.
coaster
I get
layouts
it.
anywhere in the world. In February of 2023,
Thorpe Park announced Club 236. To be in this club, you would need to be a Merlin annual pass holder and visit the park during the 2023 season. Once completed, you go on the draw to be on the first public train of Project Exodus.
Whoa.
This roller coaster will definitely be on an enthusiast bucket list for 2024. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe.
Pog. Very excited. Very excited. All right. How much time do you have out of curiosity? I don't want to take up too much of your time if you're busy or doing things.
No, it's okay. Maybe if you finish up that tier list.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. That sounds great. Okay, let's finish up our tier list. Okay, so Carnival Boardwalk rides at Pixar Pier.
I would say B tier.
Ooh, I'm gonna say B because you gotta buy it, but I feel like I would go C because it costs money.
But I think that the prizes that they're
pretty good.
They're pretty good.
I feel like they're balanced now. I feel like the old Pixar Pier, Paradise Pier experience was a C. I feel like they've taken notes very well and brought it up to a B. That's fair.
And literally, like my favorite Pixar short, the La Luna one, the one with the stars, that's a ride where you win a prize every time.
Oh yeah, I have one of those little stars. It's in our house. It's cute. Or in Booleyhand's house right now. It's very cute. We love that little star.
It's very cute.
Goofy's house, is it still inflatable or no?
No, it's not inflatable anymore, but they added some like new touches to it. You get some more like lore with Goofy and Max. I think it's very cute. So I put it in the B tier.
Okay, I haven't checked it out yet, so I'll go with your word here. I believe you. Okay. Goofy's Sky School, I would say C for chiropractor.
Yeah, like
or
I
even
haven't been
D.
I would say C.
For we need another coaster at some point, but it's sad because it's just the most generic, like mouse cart coaster possible. It's like a copy paste from a fair. You could ride this ride anywhere else in the world.
It is fun.
It is fun.
And I do love anything that with Goofy on it. He's
True.
a champ. But I haven't been on it in a while because I'm pushing 30 and my body doesn't react the same way that it used to. So
it's a scary ride.
Yeah, and I get a little motion sick sometimes now.
I get it. Grizzly River Rapids, I would say it's a B.
I would say for ride mechanics, it's fun, but it's just not something that I ride. So yeah, I put it in B.
And then I feel like if we were now to do if we were to imagine a world in which we're doing just River Rapids rides alone, I feel like it's an S. But that's not what we're doing. Because of River Rapids rides, I feel like this is the best themed River Rapids ride around, and I would love to be wrong. It's got lore, it's got story, even though the lore is not as apparent as it could be or should be. It's there. I'd say the only competition is, I don't know, what's the Animal Kingdom one good? I don't remember.
I've never been on it.
I can't remember. Additionally, the one at Knott's Berry Farm, Bigfoot Rapids, I think, is pretty good, but there's no story or lore. I can't think of anyone who's ever really done a not a log flume, but a River Rapids ride where there's been like actual storyline and stuff going on. Actually, I give it back. SeaWorld San Diego has a really good storyline based River Rapids ride, but also fuck SeaWorld.
Yeah.
So here we go. Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm gonna give it an F for fuck you. Okay, I'm just kidding. Where should you put it? I gotta give it a
A or S?
I think it's an A. I mean, I gotta give it an A.
Okay.
I gotta give it an A. Because I feel like, respectfully, my actual issue, and I understand and respect the choice to turn a drop ride into an up ride, this is now a launch ride rather than a drop tower.
Yeah.
And I feel like drop towers are much more a suspense, which is where S is. And a lifting ride is more of an ascension. A.
With the music, it is, it's fun.
It's true.
I do enjoy it.
I wonder if the music will age well. I feel like it will. I feel like, respectfully, it's boomer tunes, and it works.
Just curious, have you seen the Guardians movies?
I have not, besides he has the cool little tape where he listens to the Walkman, because that's in Fortnite.
Right, so he was given that by his mom, and this was in the 80s, so his mom listened to stuff from the 60s and 70s, and then he gets abducted into space, so that's the last bit of like Earth music that he knows about.
Classic. He missed 2022 and 2023. Did he get Gangnam Style at least?
No.
Oh man, poor guy. He would have loved that song.
So like he's got this like Walkman of like the tapes that his mom made him for like 20 something years. And then at the end of the second movie, one of like the other guys gives him a Zune, which has got like
shit. That's the future of iPods.
Which from some of the songs that play in like the newest movie from that Zune, it went up to like 2009.
That's kind of tight. I respect that. I definitely respect that.
Yeah, so that's why the songs are like old school.
Actually, with lore, it makes more sense because non-lore based brain, I was like, all right, it just feels like easy candy, just giving out like classics that everyone can go a little crazy to, and I get that. But with lore, it makes a lot more sense, and I can respect it more.
Yeah.
This next ride, S for spooky.
What is that, Haunted Mansion?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's a big S for spooky. Incredicoaster, I feel like I was mad at first, and then I got over it immediately. I would give it an A.
Because the ride is fun.
Yeah, and I like the lore. It works out good. We gotta go catch Jack.
Yeah.
He's doing Jack shit. All right, now here's a question. Indiana Jones Day 1 or Indiana Jones current?
Well, I haven't been on it yet with the updates. I don't even... I know that they fixed the snake, but I don't know any of like the new effects that they put in because no one's been. I mean, I haven't looked for it, but people
great
have been
news.
Like, I'm not going to spoil it.
I watched it day 1. I definitely approve of a lot of it, and there's one element where I'm like, please hold, go back to Universal.
Is it on a screen?
Yeah, they fucking right before the. You care about spoilers?
It's
totally fair if not, or if you do. I mean,
no, I don't care.
Right before the scene with the skeletons where they shoot your bow and arrows at you and stuff. There's just a big screen that just like resembles a hallway, and it just looks dumb.
And like the part that used to be just black, where you would like
just nothingness.
Where the rats.
The rats
were?
problem, yeah.
Okay.
Everything else looks great. Everything else looks very solid. I actually like it a lot. But the only thing I was like, okay, pals, was the dumb screen. But I can get over it by closing my eyes and pretending it's still dark in there.
But I love Indiana Jones. I think it's such a fun ride. I would put it in S tier.
It's an S tier. It's an S tier classic. It's a small world.
S.
For a small world. Yeah, I'm glad. Literally, chat, if you have an opinion, feel free to state it. Jesse's,
but also, if it's a bad opinion, just don't. We don't care.
You can say it. We'd like to ban you. Show yourself. Prepare for a timeout. I'm just kidding. We got Jesse's Roundup with the Backwoods Skunk. That's gonna be a B for Boardwalk Ride.
Yeah.
I would say it's pretty fair. Jumping Jellyfishers.
D.
D for these nuts, dude. Jungle Cruise is gonna go right up here. That's gonna go right up at the top. Tippity top. I wish there was a debate. Chat, again, please give us your opinions on the Jungle Cruise. I would love to escort you out. The merry-go-round, I'm gonna give it a C for right.
I think for the classic, you know, like the Disney World like theming, it just not Disney
theming,
World.
You're right. Okay.
I would put it in B or in A.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in B, but it's gonna go right behind the one where you can ride backwards.
Yeah.
And does it officially include Mary Poppins lore, or is it a tribute to Lillian?
No, that one's
Disney World.
I don't know about the Disney World one, but I do
knows?
know
It's
that
all foggy.
The Disneyland one has Jingles, which was, I think, Walt's and/or Lillian's favorite one, and it was also a tribute to Mary Poppins.
Hell yeah. Blue Hand saying J for Jungle Cruise is corny. What the fuck? Yo, what the hell? You just hate cruises. What the heck? Indiana Jones for the queue alone. That's so true. Literally the truth.
It's very fun.
Luigi's Tires. Is it the floating tires ride that no longer exists?
No, I think that's the other car
cars?
one. The dancing one.
D for dancing.
I'd put it in C.
C for cars dancing.
C's for cars dancing. Yes.
Okay, that's fair. I can do that. Motion sickness.
Oh, is that the teacups?
That's the teacups, I think. S. B
C
for
cups?
iconic.
Okay.
You don't have to ride it. That's the thing. You got to remember about that. You don't have to ride it.
Yeah, it's just for yeah.
I feel like if it came out today under like, you know, some sort of skin like Mary Poppins or something, it'd be a lazy idea. But we'll put it in C for cups.
Okay.
Did you see that they were gonna do a lazy Mary Poppins teacup ride in Epcot?
I think I did
Not
see
gonna happen
that.
anymore, but
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. Steamboat Willie walk-in experience. I'm gonna give it an S for super.
Sure.
There needs to be a showroom for super experiences. The
Horsies?
Horsies.
A.
I give it a A, but also then I remember these guys are pooping a lot. I'll give it an A. Mark Twain. A.
A. Yeah. Is
Who?
that Mater's?
Mater's car
Junkie-
swings. D.
Yeah.
Matterhorn. A.
A or S? Yeah.
A for the first ever use of aqua brakes.
True.
Mickey Mouse in general. Where's the S+?
S.
Yeah, I don't even give a fuck what the experience is. Donald Duck. D for duck. I'm just kidding. Is Mickey's PhilharMagic?
Yeah, I would
Why
put
is
that
this
one
is
in
not
like.
Disneyland?
Yeah, it is. It's in DCA now.
Well, Disney California Adventure. Oh, California Adventure. Personally,
Yeah.
I would respectfully have to give it a big fat D.
Yeah.
It feels like a Disney sing-along I could have watched on VHS as a child in the park. Give us Muppets.
The 3D like isn't any better than when it first was made. So,
True.
yeah. It hasn't really updated much.
Motion simulator Star Wars. A.
Ugh.
B.
I would put D.
C. I'll go with C for casual motion sickness.
Yeah.
Minnie Mouse's house.
A. A or S. Yeah. They're both fun.
Monsters Inc. C for casual if there's no line.
Yeah.
Mr. Toad.
A.
Massive S tier because it's the only ride to have the balls to take you to hell.
Okay, sure.
And that's sick. Jungle, Peter Pan. I haven't been on it since I was a child. It's a hit. A for breaking down all the time.
Yeah, and just the wait time. There's so much anticipation for it to last like literally a minute and a half.
Was Pinocchio's Daring Journey?
Yeah.
The first ride you're supposed to ride?
Yeah,
According
I would
to
go A.
Disney Genie? I give it an A.
Yeah.
I give it an A. Or it's also fucking terrifying. But also, we'll give it an A for having the balls to be terrifying. Pirates Island, S. We need more walk around bullshit.
Yeah.
However, yeah, I can stay. S. It could be better. Pirates of the Caribbean as a ride, S.
S.
Smells good. Mickey's terrifying death trap wheel.
C.
I'm gonna give it a B for I love how bold it is that they don't tell you how scary it is. But it's also a Ferris wheel, and who likes Ferris wheels? C.
Yeah.
Cars ride.
Yeah, S.
I'm giving it an S. It's a test track, but better.
You know, I've actually never been on the trolley, but it's a transportation ride, so it automatically has to be in an A or an S.
That's an A, because I feel like the track isn't long enough.
Yeah, it makes a lot of stops that takes a
lot
while.
Of dumb stops. Rock climbing, S tier.
I haven't done that. I did that when I was like 10 years old.
Love it. Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin killed a child. You can't be an S. That's an A.
Wait, it killed somebody?
Yeah, a kid jumped out and got like hit by a thing and died.
Oh no!
Yeah,
I did not know
but he didn't die in the park because that's not allowed.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
True.
Yeah, they airlifted him out, and the second he was out of perimeter, they said, "It's over.
You're dead."
Yeah. This is a big, nice pirate ship S.
Yeah.
I really love Roger Rabbit cartoon spin. It's gotta get an S. It's so good.
It's fun. Dark rides are fun.
Swing S for swing set.
Yeah.
And I love the re-theme. I think it's one of my favorite re-themes. I think a lot of the time I'm very salty about re-themes, but going from a California orange with bees as the swing sets to the Mickey's Silly Symphony representing the Silly Symphony cartoons, I feel like was a out of the park home run. The castle in general. It's
or the walkthrough, I would say is S for sure.
S experience. Tell your friend to look in the scary long hallway. That's what it's for.
Yeah.
Snow White's daring, terrifying, but no longer terrifying journey wish.
I put it in A.
A tier for
I love it.
Not a lot of scary witches anymore.
A for apple.
Yeah. Would you like an apple? They got rid of the moat scene though, which makes me want to put it in B, but I'll put it back in A.
Okay.
Soaring Over California. I wish it was still Soaring Over California. Old Soaring Over California, straight up. This is true. This is my actual opinion. Big, spicy S. Modern Soaring Over the World or whatever the fuck. Big, solid fucking C.
No way, dude. Then you gotta put
hate it. For CGI, those are not real whales. Fuck you.
Okay, you gotta put it in B for the compromise.
B for the compromise.
I think
You're
either
super
way
right.
is great. But did you know that for the Food and Wine Festival that they do in the springtime, they change it back
to first.
They change it back to Soaring Over California.
Oh, then that's an A.
So
I just think I'm just like an asshole, and I really have an issue with the fact that I feel like the concept of Soaring Over California was to capture and really display the beauty of the natural world and all the beautiful things within California. Now, I don't mind it being a universal and all of America style floating experience. What I have an issue with is there's the excessive use of CGI, not allowing for the actual embodiment of the real beauty that actually exists here. It felt more like watching an animation experience than like a real, like I'm in a helicopter flying over Zion National Park, but in California, whatever that shit is. The oak trees or the fucking Palm Springs or all that shit. I think the use of CGI in the first one was there. However, it was used to animate a golf ball flying directly at you with a hidden Mickey on the back of it. Now you fly over the ocean and see a large amount of fake whales, which bothers me when it used to be a large amount of real surfers actually surfing. I feel like the fakeness of it bothers me tremendously. However, it's still a good ride experience, and I am happy that they have a version to still exist. And because they still have the Patrick intro, it can still be a B, I feel like. Is it still Patrick?
Jimmy was live this whole time.
Jimmy was live? What the fuck, dude? I end the stream. Why did we even stream? What are we doing?
What the hell?
Jimmy, this is fucked up. Yo, Jimmy, can you give us an alert so I can end my stream next time? Like, that's literally bullying. That's online bullying. Now I have to watch a full VOD before I go to bed? That's fucked up, man. Cheers to you. This is your fault.
I didn't even get a notification that Jimmy was live. Oh
Jimmy,
wait,
what
I
the
did.
hell? What the fuck, Jimmy? Can I give everyone in the chat points but Jimmy? Thank you for the raid, though. I mean, Jimmy, I love you. We love you so much.
We love you,
Thank
Jimmy.
you. We love Jimmy. We love Jimmy. Oh,
Wait,
man.
they have both Sorens?
Soaring Over. Oh, my God. This is Soaring Over the World. This is,
Okay, so I think you can put Soaring Over the World in C, and then we can put Soaring Over California in A.
That's fair. C for a citrus smell. It smells like oranges. They still have the oranges, right?
I can't remember.
It's been a while since I've been
on it.
What is this? Animation? Art of Animation, S.
Oh, yes,
Big
absolutely.
spicy S. However, I had a thought that I feel like you got to check out really, really quick.
Oh my God, no. I think getting rid of more of the things that I love.
No, well, yes, that's probably gonna go. But concept, Art of Animation. I love the room in which you are surrounded by animation history. Really beautiful, really pretty, right?
Yeah.
What if we just did the same thing, but we redid it? Now, unfortunately, what I'm about to show you is SeaWorld Abu Dhabi. But imagine the Art of Animation room, this quality. This shit looks nuts. Also, get ready for the big surprise, Reno. They have drones come out of the ceiling.
Oh my
This
god.
just came out like this past week. Drones come out of the ceiling and the roof to represent bubbles of an underwater oasis. Now fuck SeaWorld real quick, one time, two time, but whoa. Indoor drone show. And this wall looks stunning.
But I don't know if you've seen this, but Disney is now doing this kind of like traveling show. Like, have you seen the like the Van Gogh like interactive room thing?
Maybe?
It's like you're just in a room and then they project the art like on the screens like all around you. But now
That's
Disney
fun.
is doing this with like, you know, their animated movies and stuff. So like,
Okay.
I think it's gonna be like a traveling thing. I've been seeing ads for it that they're like having one here in LA. So it's like basically that, but like in a city near you.
Ooh, city near me?
Probably.
Oh, that sounds sick. I would check that out. That's crazy though. Okay.
Space
Now
Mountain.
we bring it to Space Mountain. Where are we throwing this bad boy? Are we talking Space Mountain or are we talking Star Wars Mountain?
It's Space Mountain,
We
so
go
it's gonna go
space,
next.
not Galactic Mountain. S for space?
S for space.
Yeah. Now with the lights on, S+.
Either one would be an S for me because I like Star Wars.
Yay! Hello! Sunny Ruth, thank you for the pizza. Yay!
Pizza.
We made a little bit of a pizza.
Yum.
Thank you. Yahoo! All right, Splash Mountain.
I will let you put that wherever you want because I genuinely do not give a fuck.
I would like to say minus bad history, S for Splash Mountain. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a, oh fuck, I realize what's got going on here, and B for oh boy. Fun ride, but oh boy.
Oh boy.
Bowling. The fuck?
What? D.
D for bowling. Where do you bowl?
In downtown Disney, where the House of
Oh,
Blues used to be.
Yuck. I saw Rebecca Black at the House of Blues downtown Disney. Now it's just bowling.
Yeah, it's like I think it's called like a Strikes. It's like a restaurant and bowling alley.
Strike. Cut it out. You know? Crazy. Who's gonna cure that pepperoni, dude? Foxshot, we got a Newman's very best pizza. He tried so hard on this one, and he cured the pepperoni by putting it in the oven. It was uncured previously, though. Actually, crazy. All right, we got Star Tours.
Star Tours. For me, it's a D because I can't ride it because of motion sickness.
I'll give it a C for yeah. Exactly that reason.
Water fountains.
Oh, this is the interactive AR mobile experience. Big D.
Oh.
You gotta download it. Fuck that. Boo.
That isn't even there anymore.
See, Spencer Fox, how was your movie? Did they get rid of all that stuff?
Yeah, that's what turned into
Really?
like the Sprinkles cupcake place.
Oh, wow.
or like the soccer store.
Whoa. Star Wars Launch Bay, D.
Yeah.
New ride, S.
Oh, Mickey and Minnie? I'd
The
put
new
it in A.
Star Wars Galactic Star.
Oh.
The big one.
Oh, Rise. Yes. S.
Big one. We love movies. Was your movie good? Story about boats.
S. It's like
S.
literally
It's an
one of
S
my favorite rides.
It's small. The treehouse.
I would put that in A or B.
I'm gonna give it a big A for it's a tree.
A tree.
The bakery tour.
S. Free bread.
Yeah.
Mr. Lincoln, A for A.
B for it's boring, but I respect it.
Yeah, that fit. Oh no. Really had to know about the bread tour.
Oh no, I got bad news for you. It's the whole cast of Whose Line Is It Anyway telling you how bread was made. We gotta go back. This is bad.
You gotta move Little Mermaid to C. I do still enjoy that ride. Even though the animatronics are dying, I enjoy it.
C for Under the Sea. I couldn't put it Under the Sea.
Winnie the Pooh is S.
I could give it a nice S. Yeah, you're right. What the fuck is this?
Or is that the Void, like Downtown Disney thing?
Oh.
Then what's that other one with the fountain? What is that?
This one, I think this is in the Star Wars land, you can use your phone to have an interactive experience.
Oh, like the bounty hunter shit. Okay, yeah, D.
Big, I'll give it the big D. Yeah, literally, Boulahan, not even joking. As a child, my parents would have dinner at the California Adventure wine restaurant and just drink wine. And by myself, I would go between the bread restaurant and the tortilla factory and just like change my shirt, flip it inside out, or put on a sweatshirt and just get my food by going between the bread factory and the tortilla factory, back and forth, back and forth. And my parents would be eating dinner and then I'd be eating bread and tortillas. It's true.
Well, was it just because you didn't want to eat at that restaurant?
I can't drink wine at the winery.
But like they have Italian food there.
They do?
And like
who didn't tell me?
Oh no.
This is fucked up. I thought it was just wine.
No. Then like they would not be like a sit down place to drink wine.
Fucked.
They got like charcuterie or like whatever it was in the 2000s.
Yeah, the tortilla factory, dude. Tortilla factory. You got free tortillas. You go in, you have a different shirt on than the last time we went through.
Wait, was this different than the bread place? This looks like the same place.
Different place. You remember the tortilla factory?
No,
oh my god, so it's literally directly across the street.
One.
No, different.
Oh, is it where the restaurant is now?
I'm not sure what it is.
This is where Ghirardelli's is.
It's chocolate.
It's Ghirardelli's.
Yeah, they changed it with chocolate. Now you get ugly, stupid, stinky chocolate. I like tortillas. Hot, fresh tortillas.
The next tour begin momentarily.
What is California Adventures? That's a good point. Yeah, you get hot, fresh tortillas. So you would watch a video about the history of tortillas, and they would say, Maseca.
I wonder if this was gone by the time I went to the first time.
They stopped just wandering around.
It was there until like 2005 or 6. So you watch a video, You can then peer into diorama boxes that have really interesting like small Pepper's Ghost effects going on. Where you learn about the actual process of the tortilla making. Isn't this crazy? And then you go through an actual tortilla factory where they're making flour on the right side and corn on the left. Now, I was always upset if it was corn season, but I ate it anyway. And as you walk through, they'll give you a free mission tortilla. And it's literally fresh off the conveyor belt like it's Krispy Kreme donut style. And then at the end of the hallway, they had a, here's all the food you can make with tortillas, a demonstration kitchen. Oh, it says right here. And you'd be like, watch me make this food with tortillas. And then you could try it, and they'd give it to you for free because it was old Disneyland. And they said, have a nice day because it was old Disneyland.
Wow.
Yeah, I love the tortilla factory. That shit was fire.
Damn.
I forgot it's just chocolate now. I mean, free chocolate, sure. Whatever. But I don't like chocolate, so it makes it sad. Okay, we got the Toy Story Mania.
I would say A.
Okay, I agree. I'll give it an A. With no line, it's a great ride. Crush's
Turtle Talk is an
Turtle Talk
S.
experience. I would say it's an S. It blew my mind at the time. I'm genuinely curious how it aged in a world of VTubers.
I would say I go pretty frequently because it's, you know, a nice fun
Still
place
good?
to sit down. Yeah, the jokesters who are helping out Crush there, they're so funny.
Yeah, he's got a great comedy team helping him out with his earpiece. Blue Sky Cellars, this is where my parents were at when I was trying to make bread.
It's been closed forever now. Put it in D.
D for defunct. Tiki Room.
S.
S for you can sleep there.
Yeah.
Spider-Man ride.
I would say B or C.
B. A very generous B. It could be in C, it's that bad. It feels like, I've been describing the Spider-Man ride experience as it feels like a Dave & Buster's Upgrade Plus experience. We had to pay for it. Like, it's not good enough.
It's like, it's a workout. It's like, doesn't feel like much of a ride. It's like when I'm doing all of the...
Yeah, it's like not as fun as I want it to be. So, yeah, that's just what that is.
Turns out we love a lot of stuff.
And we don't like not as much stuff. I like that this list is very much like heavy top iceberg. The top of this iceberg here is way heavier than the bottom. So that's very solid. I do appreciate and respect that. As is a solid list.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Yo, well, hell yeah. Thanks for doing a quick, good old classic theme park Thursday with me. That was super fun. I've genuinely been craving doing one of these so bad. I mean, one, going to parks with you in general, but then two, if we can't do it, we can do it online. So...
Going to the parks, talking shit.
Yeah, talking shit, having fun.
It's my favorite thing to do.
That's my favorite thing in the world. I love it. I love it.
Well, yeah.
Hell yeah. Thanks
Dude,
for joining
absolutely.
us for Theme Park Thursday.
Yeah, hit me up. Let me know when you're coming so we can plan to hang out just normally or in the parks if you wanna.
Or both. I love it. I'm extremely down. That sounds extremely fun. Yay! And J Shark, please pull up. And everybody, please pull up. Everybody pull up. All right. Well, I love my friends. Maggie, thank you for coming through for a nice little Theme Park Thursday. I'm going to go ahead and actually save this VOD for the future. If you're watching this in the future, big shout out to you. Can I get a hey-o? But Maggie, we love you a lot. Any, can I give a quick cheers on the way out for you?
A cheers?
The cheers is, yes, to our future children. May they have wealthy parents.
Amen for that, brother.